Hello and welcome to the EU Pro League. My name is Chris Trout, aka the Trout91. I'm joined by my lovely co-caster, Ink. How you doing, buddy?
Not too bad. Same old, and what about yourself?
Really, really good. I'm excited for Call of Duty. It's the last week of Season 1 of the EU Pro League. Now, we have had an epic journey to this final week of the Pro League. It has been a roller coaster of emotions for many, many teams out there, and for some it is not done. We have got an epic showdown tonight with some incredible games going across the board at both ends of the table. How are you feeling about tonight's games?
Well, as you just said, lots of things could happen tonight. We could see, I think, 3 different teams get relegated. We could see 2 different teams win the championship. And the fight for third is so real right now between Infused and Hyper Games. Lots on the line this evening. So, well, it's a good choice of stream tonight. Let's just say that, because there's no better place to be, surely, is there, tonight than the Season 1 finale?
Getting your weekly dose of Call of Duty in Europe is always great when it's brought by myself and my lovely co-caster, Ink. Anyway, tonight, obviously, it's going to be the same format as ever. It's going to be a Super 6 series. We're going to be having the teams battle it out on 3 game modes where they're going to be playing it each twice on different maps that will be brought up, and we'll tell you what those will be for tonight's game very soon. But as you can see, £7,000 for the winner, and there are 2 teams battling it out tonight for that £7,000 spot right now, Epsilon and Vitality.
Battling it out for £7. There we go.
£7, yeah.
Yeah, so £7 grand on the line. There's obviously been some discussion between Epsilon and Vitality on Twitter, between some of the members, just saying, you know, about this, whoever wins tonight or whatever would have made more money off of the past 2 lands combined. So a lot of money up for grabs, but more importantly, a lot of pride up for grabs as well between Epsilon and Vitality, the 2 top teams of Europe. And it's not over yet for Epsilon. They are hanging on by a thread, but there is no better team in this league, arguably, than to rely on than Team Infused. So it's going to be very interesting. I know that you've made your predictions. I've made my predictions. We both agree, however, Vitality will win. But I'm going to ask you a question now. Your prediction was 5-1, if I'm not mistaken. Why have you gone for such an emphatic Infused defeat?
Just with the way that Infused have been playing right now, they are very much arguing with each other. I don't feel like the cohesion's quite as good as they made it out to be. And against a force like Vitality, where they are just so dominant in everything they've been doing. It's why they're top of the league by quite a margin right now. And I don't feel Infused are going to be able to compete right now. Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe they'll get an extra map or 2. But I'm pretty sure Vitality are going to pull out the win tonight. And I don't think Infused are going to be able to do much to try and help Epsilon's cause, as much as I'm sure they're ranting and raving right now to Infused to do them a favor. I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah. What was your prediction? Well, we'll get on. Actually, we'll get on to the predictions slowly, because we've actually got graphics to show those, which we'll put on very shortly. But let's take a little look at the league standings to see how this is panning out so far. So we've got Vitality and Epsilon at the top, same points, 4 map difference right now. We've obviously got Infused and Hyper Games shortly behind them. Not going to be able to contend for that 1st and 2nd spot right now, I don't believe. But they have qualified for the 100k tournament that we're going to be having in about 2 weeks' time here at the Gfinity Arena. On the opposite side of the table, we've also got Gamers 2, Millennium, and VWS battling it out for relegation. And I believe we've actually got some stats and things to tell you how it's all panning out tonight. So as I just go through this, Over Gaming Club are relegated already. They're completely gone from the Pro League. They're going to be dropping down into the Championship, where we've got some other teams who are going to come up next season, which will start shortly after this Season 1. There's also 1 spot left in the relegation zone, which will be filled by one of VWS, Millennium, or Gamers 2. If Gamers 2 beat Hyper Games, they will be safe. In that, it comes down to who wins out of VWS and Millennium. If Gamers 2 lose, they would only be relegated if VWS win and Millennium lose. But then it would come down to round difference, as Gamers 2 and Millennium drew. If VWS and Millennium drew, Gamers 2 are safe. They would draw with VWS but have the head-to-head record on them. VWS must win against Millennium to be safe. This is the only result that allows them to stay in the division. And Millennium can afford to draw or win against VWS and be safe. So it's a little bit complicated how things can work out, but as you said before, they're all still battling it out for relegation.
Well, the thing is when we kicked off this EU Pro League, a lot of people were talking about the Super 6 series, saying, you know, will it work, will it not? Obviously, people are used to best of 5, etc. And we were sat here at the analyst desk saying, look, map difference will be so crucial on the final day. And now you have seen on your screen why it's so crucial, because you've got 2 teams at the top on the exact same points, and then you've got 2 teams towards the bottom also on the exact same points with Millennium and Gamers 2. So there's a lot of possibilities tonight. We're going to be trying to give you as many updates as possible throughout the evening, even though we won't be watching all of the games. Every time one of our beautiful producers whispers in our ear, oh, that's just been a map in favor of that, we'll tell you straight away, and we're going to try and bring the action as best as we can. But as you said, lots of scenarios which could unfold, but I'm going to ask you straight away, what's your prediction? Which team is joining Overgame in the championship next season? Because I've made my bold prediction, but I'm going to put pressure on you for now.
I think it was a tough one. I had to go with Gamers 2 and Millennium. I think are the teams that are going to get relegated tonight. I don't think Millennium have been performing quite to their full potential tonight, and Gamers 2, I can't see them winning their game either. Let's actually take a look at the fixtures and see who everyone's playing tonight, because these games are going to impact how the final standings will pan out. It's not like the Premiership where we've gone on for an entire year and the last day of the season doesn't really count for much. We've got Vitality and Infused. Obviously, Vitality need to win that game against Infused to make sure they win the actual league itself. Infused battling it out to try and get to the 3rd spot in the league, obviously, as well. Hyper Games, very favourable game for them. They love a bit of online Call of Duty, and Gamers 2 have just not been firing at all this season in the Pro League. So they're more than likely going to win in my book. Millennium versus VWS. That is also the other crucial game. It's very tough to pick between Vitality and Infused tonight, and Millennium versus VWS, which game we wanted to do. We settled on Vitality versus Infused because obviously that's the glory, the championship on the line there that we want to be seeing. But we'll be keeping you updated with Millennium VWS. I think maybe Deserto might be covering that, so you could probably check that out on their stream. And also we've got Epsilon Overgaming Club. Now that's another team that's competing for the 1st spot, but obviously since Overgaming are relegated already, we're expecting that to be quite a simple game, so it shouldn't be too much to worry about. But if the games end early here and we do get a chance to drop into those other games, we will do. Now, the predictions that me and you had. Let's drop into the predictions right now. This is my predictions for this evening. As I said before, Vitality 5-1 win for me. Hyper Games 6-0. I think that's going to be a completely devastating game in the favour of Hyper Games. 4-2 to VWS. I think VWS, although they also haven't been firing, they've had some roster changes. They've sorted themselves out. I've seen Brain has been playing since 3 p.m. today on Twitter just to make sure. His quote was he doesn't want to take any chances. So hopefully they'll be pulling out a victory to make me look good. But Epsilon 6-0, I think that's going to be Overgaming Club. Overgaming Club don't really have anything to compete for, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're not really bothered about tonight. And those are my predictions. Yeah,
well, obviously we are now going to head into my predictions, and I did say, you know, why have you gone for such a hefty defeat for Infused? And because I agree with you. I wanted to say,
I was like, what have I done wrong here? What have I done?
No, I completely agree with you. Everything you said, we're completely on the same page for once here. So, yeah, I think Infused, you know, I think every map is going to be a close one. I'm not saying it's going to be a complete demolition of Infused, but I think Vitality, they want to win this league. They know they've pretty much got it in the bag, and I think they've got enough experience, the likes of Tommy, etc. They know what they're doing. They know what they've got to do. And last week they showed with the hot 6-0 that they want to win this league. However, Hyper Games and Gamers 2, that's the game we disagree on. Hyper Games are just such a strong team for me. I would say, yeah, it would have been a 6-0. However, last week against VWS, 3-3, and VWS, the second bottom in the league, and although Gamers 2 are only just above them, I think, well, hang on a minute here. Are Hyper Games having a little bit of a wobble in form? You know, can they be put under some pressure, and can Gamers 2, you know, capitalize on that? And I think, yeah, they can. But they're not going to get any points out of the game, but I think they'll definitely take a map or two in that one. So we disagree on that one, but the rest completely agree again. I'd say VWS versus Millennium. VWS should win that because Millennium's form hasn't been great either. And VWS last week, as I said, the 3-3 against Hyper Games. Hyper Games were 3rd in the league when VWS played them. And they went actually 3-2 in the lead. So they were 1 map away from actually taking all 3 points away from Hyper Games, which would have been insane. We were sat here casting it going, what? We had the producer saying in our ear, like, this is a score. We were like, are you sure? And, you know, it just goes to show VWS, since their roster changes, they're confident. They are really, really confident. And I'm just saying tonight, Millennium, they're not using their full 4 because of the age restriction. Obviously, Carbon, a huge loss, as we say, every single week. So this isn't the 4 that they grind with. It's literally just playing with your normal 3 plus a pickup. And it can damage your confidence a hell of a lot, especially losing a player of Carbon's caliber. So with that in mind, I think the final fixture as well, we completely agreed on. I think it's going to be a hot 6-0 for Epsilon. No disrespect to Overgaming whatsoever, but Epsilon right now obviously just had their roster change, which, you know, do you see how subtle that transition was between topics? So obviously Epsilon dropping Marky B for Mad Cat. I mean, Mad Cat's not a bad player to replace Marky B with, let's be frank here. But what's your views on the roster change? Do you think it was the right time, or do you think it should have been done after the 100K, or what are your views on that?
Yeah, I think it should have probably been done after the 100K. I think they know how much money is on the line. That's the biggest prize pool that the UK has ever seen for Call of Duty, and I think they would rather not lose this opportunity, because after the 100K, there's not a huge number of lands left, not any with a huge amount, significant prize pool. So I don't think they want to waste their opportunity here if they're not happy with their roster. I think it's not particularly a substitution I think will benefit them in the long run. I'm not particularly a fan of the change. I think there's possibly other changes that could have been done, especially when Marky B, as I've said, is probably playing his best Call of Duty he's played that I've ever seen him play. I mean, obviously he was fantastic in Black Ops 2. Ghosts, he was up and down, but Advanced Warfare, I feel like he's actually playing the best Call of Duty he's played for a while now, and it's been a shame to watch him not quite get a stable enough team. I mean, he's won a couple of lands with Epsilon, obviously, but it's a shame to see him playing so well and not be sticking with a team that is at the top of the European scene for a longer time than he has done in previous Call of Duties. And I can't say I agree with the decision, but I guess I respect Epsilon if that's what they feel was needed in changing whatever it was that was wrong. Do I think that team that they've got is better? It's arguable. I don't think it is better. I think it's probably about the same. Do I think it's going to stick? I don't think it's going to stick. That's just my simple opinion. And that's that. Well, your thoughts?
To be honest with you, obviously, Marky B was the first pro I ever spoke to. So it's a bit of a fanboy moment for me.
I love Marky B.
You know, I think it was a difficult decision for Epsilon. I spoke to Rated after the decision was made, and he said, look, we just didn't feel that we had that international presence. We didn't feel like anyone was intimidated by Epsilon EU. I mean, they are kind of in the shadow of NA at the moment, which is fair enough. But does the change make teams fear them internationally? I would say no, because they're going to look at this as a brand new roster, potentially weak. They may not know all of their games. And I said that to Rated. I said, look, you know, you'd probably be better off sticking with Marky B. Been playing with him a long time. Marky B's in great form. It's not like he's playing awfully, as you said. He's in good form. We've been casting him week after week and saying, Marky B drops 40 on comeback uplink. Marky B this. And he's consistently towards the top of the leaderboard. So he's not struggling. There's probably another player which is struggling, but I'm not going to roast anyone just yet. So I would say that I would disagree with the decision. However, I've disagreed with other decisions in the past, and I've been proven wrong. So I hope Epsilon can prove me wrong on that front. I hope Marky B jumps back and gets a team sooner rather than later. We're hearing that he might do, which would be great for him. And yeah, I think that's probably all we know for now. But we're going to take a look at the maps for tonight. We're going to stop talking about Epsilon just for now. But obviously, we're seeing 2 hardpoints, 2 uplinks, 2 S&Ds. We've had this debate many a time over the past few weeks. What do you think about back-to-back respawns, or 4 respawns back-to-back, to be precise, followed by 2 S&Ds to finish off the series?
I mean, for Vitality, I'm sure it's something they're quite comfortable with. I think Infused have tried to play the tactical game before. Very similarly, it's not worked to their favor. So for them, I would probably advise against the respawns, although admittedly all of them are very capable and very aware of how Respawn works and how to play it, and they're very fearful at Respawn itself. So I'm hoping and believing that Infuse can pull up a couple of upsets tonight. I have put them down as a 5-1 loss, but hopefully, I usually put those down as I hope it doesn't go that way. I would rather be wrong, because it makes the games more entertaining for us to watch and for you at home. But
well, I'm going to give all the viewers some hope here. So the key game I want to focus on over the past few weeks was Infused up against Epsilon. I've been a big fan of Epsilon, saying their hardpoint game is on point. I mean, you just can't take anything away from them. It's probably their strongest game mode. However, Infused beat them on this map as well. Also, Uplink, we've seen Infused, they can win Uplink games. They are a very, very clever side when it comes to Uplink, particularly Biolab Uplink, if my memory serves correct, which is it's probably awful, but I'm going to say it was Biolab Uplink which they performed on. My concern is their S&D game, because we've casted them a couple times now, and I think we've seen them win one map S&D-wise out of 4. That may be wrong again. I'm pretty sure it's not. I remember the Riot S&D we casted a couple weeks back when they just got steamrolled. I've seen them
lose that twice now.
But that's the thing. We see Infused consistently on the stream lose S&Ds. Literally a few days ago, I think it was Infused entered an S&D tournament and they lost. I think it was in one of the early stages of the round, and it led to a massive argument over Twitter saying, "Oh, for God's sake, this, that, and the other." And I think S&D-wise, they've made the right decision to save it right to the end, because I think Infused are going to try and build up some momentum leading into the S&Ds, because for me, Infused, their weakest mode is S&D. And when we were sat here last time, we said, what do Infused have to do if they want to finish third? And we both sat there and said they need to improve their S&D. And I said they needed to get off to quick starts, because the amount of times we saw them go 3-0 down straight away, or 4-0 down, I think it was, at one stage, it was absolutely crazy. So I think Infused actually made the right decision for once. I'd say that leaving the S&D till last, your worst game until last, just build up some momentum, get your confidence up, and then take the game to Vitality, because if they underestimate you on S&D and you've got some confidence, you never know what can happen. So I'd say it's the right decision on this occasion, but we've seen it backfire for other teams in the past. It'll be really interesting to see how this unfolds. But I'm going to ask you a quick question. You've got Infused down to win one map. What map do you think they will win? What do you think is their favourite to win, so to speak? Because we speak about that an awful lot.
I'm going to go with, I think it's going to be a Uplink. No,
Yep.
not an Uplink, sorry. I think it's going to be a Biolab. I think their Biolab Hardpoint is possibly the map they're going to win. You know what? I'm thinking about it now. I do completely agree with you. I think if they're going to be able to take this series tonight or cause an upset, but maybe take a point off them, off Vitality, it's going to be by building that momentum, as you said. Obviously, we feel their Search and Destroy game is not the best. They might not agree with that, and guys at home might not agree with that. But we feel that their Search and Destroy has not been optimal. It's not been the best that we've seen. So maybe they are saving it, because there's nothing like, it's not very worthwhile putting your worst game mode first, getting absolutely slapped like the first 2 maps from Search and Destroy, and then trying to move from there. It doesn't really work. But if they can get some momentum in those first few games and rock Vitality's confidence a little bit and push them off their comfort zone, then maybe they can go in those Search and Destroys and cause a few upsets. You know, it only takes 1 or 2 picks, a few mistakes from Vitality, getting a little bit too much in their own heads, doubting themselves. They could actually possibly cause an upset on Search and Destroy. So I completely agree. It's a good decision to maybe put it at the end. They seem to be one of those teams that where they don't like switching between game modes so much, because I don't think they really switch the difference between the game modes too much. They kind of like just play the next one after another to keep things going. We are actually having a connection issue with one of the players, but we'll quickly resolve that while we talk about nonsense to fill the void that is currently going on here. But I mean, what are you feeling their map is going to be? To
be honest with you, when I put 5-1, that was the one fixture I had to really think about. I thought, right, how is this going to go here? Because if Infused turn up, we've seen that... I mean, when they showed up against Epsilon a few weeks back, they won the first map, and it was a hard point, and it was off-host, if my memory serves me again. I'm relying on this memory at the moment. But they won off-host on Detroit Hardpoint. First map here, Detroit Hardpoint, off-host as well. They could win this map. Saying that, Biolab Hardpoint, we've seen in the past, they're a very strong side on Biolab Hardpoint. They could win that. The Uplinks, as I've already said, the Biolab Uplink, I can't remember who was against, but I think they dominated. I think they got close to 20 points. I think that one was at LAN, though. But saying that, every single map I feel Infused could win. I think Infused are going to push Vitality every single map, apart from the S&Ds. So yeah, that's why I lean towards a 5-1, because I would put it closer, but if I'm saying to myself, right, they're guaranteed to lose 2 maps, it didn't fill me with a lot of confidence. But saying that, Infused, they could have been grinding, they could have been working on their S&D, and, you know, this could be very great play or great tactical play from them to save S&D till last, thinking, oh no, we're very weak, very weak. Vitality underestimate them, and Vitality are guilty of underestimating people from time to time. I believe they underestimated Millennium a little bit like Epsilon did last week, and that was on map number 6. They should have won that, but they choked around 11, and that was for Vitality and Epsilon. Both did that. But enough of the talking about randomness. We are going to jump straight into the game. This is Detroit Hardpoint, map number 1. And heading into
Look
this...
at that nice cowboy hat.
Yeah, I know. It's such a beautiful cowboy hat. But as you can see, Josh is currently on the hard point, and he's going to try and extend the lead. Well, it's something significant because obviously this is a first hill. You don't tend to get a lot of time. We say this every single time, and most people on the stream, they're not dumb, so they know what we're saying. So obviously, headed into green, it's all about the spawns and things like that. So it'll be interesting to see how the Bow players set up. But Urban's pushing into the hill right now. But he's just been taken up by a great little two-piece from Watson. But emphatic start from Vitality, it has to be said.
Absolutely. Vitality doing a great job of flipping those spawns for themselves as they are spawning out the back lockers, but just as I say that, Infused now spawning in that lockers area as they start to push for the green. It looks like LXT is going to get 2 kills right there off the bat in the mid-street to help his team secure those spawns for himself. Melon challenging that scrap time just to get the first few points on the board for Infused. That was a huge 30 points for Vitality. It wasn't even too paying attention because the first hill on any hard point is usually just a fight for scrap time and keeping each other off of it rather than actually playing for competitive points. But Vitality off to a storming start, and something's... I've just got this gut feeling that Vitality are going to be performing tonight. I don't think they're going to have too much of a struggle when it comes to this online Call of Duty thing right now. Yeah,
well, as I said, during the pre-match build-up, there has been some talk between Vitality and Epsilon before this game even started, a little bit of a rivalry, so to speak. So I know full well Vitality want to win this. They feel they need to win this as they haven't been performing at recent LAN events. So this would be a massive win for them and such a huge vote of confidence in that roster, because I feel that if they choke tonight, they could arguably just scrap the whole team, but I don't think that's going to happen. It's been a great start from Vitality, and the key thing to focus on here about Vitality is they rotated for spawns very, very quickly with about 20 seconds left of mid-Atlas hardpoint left. They decided to rotate, and it was a great decision. As you can see, Brandy is spawning way out here down mid-street, and he's going to go for those spawns again. And Detroit hardpoint, it's so crucial to get those spawns, and Brandy's going to try and hold it right now, but I don't think he's going to last much longer. But although he does have support from his teammates, so he's going to be pushing ramp here, should pick up 1 kill here on PT. No, he doesn't. He gets taken down there. And as you can see, score is 78-13 already. So Vitality, they are here to win. And what, as I keep saying, it's been an emphatic start. And what do you think Infused need to do to even get back into this game after 2.5 minutes of play?
They need to be focusing a little bit more on the spawns. I mean, you can see Vitality aren't that bothered about the spawns. They're just happy to outslay Infused right now. So if they can prioritize the spawns a little bit better and make a more organized push, they could get something out of this. But Vitality are just absolutely creaming them right now. 3 pieces all over the board for the team as they are just struggling to get anything in this game. Vitality almost about to hit the 100-point mark, going into the 4th hill on this first rotation. Fantastic play from Vitality, and Infused really need to step up the game. I know it's the first game of the night in the series, but boys, you are fighting for that 3rd place. There's still a lot of money on the line, so let's see you step it up a little bit, because Vitality know how much these points mean to them and how much every map can count, so they're playing for everything they possibly can.
100%. Well, Josh is currently on in and around the hill. He's just been taken out, though, by Quickhill. There's big 2-piece there from PT. Urban's going to try and get those spawns, but he doesn't manage to be successful there, so Vitality will hold on to it. But as you can see, PT is just going to try and trap Infused in and around green, picks up the first kill there on Urban, turns around, picks up the 2-piece there, but he can't watch all angles on his own, and Quicker finally breaks that hill control, so he's just picked up a 2-piece there, and oh no, it looks like he's just going to try and lock down the rest of this time, and if they lock down the rest of this time, it's still game on. But Vitality with 120 points already after 4 hills. It's not looking good for Infused right now. Brandy, or aka LXT, is on the hill, is going to wrap up the scrap time, and yeah, you know, I don't know what Infused have to do to get back into this, because at the moment, Vitality are cruising. Look at PT right now. 26 kills. 27 kills, I should say. After 4 minutes of play, he could drop a 50 if he carries on.
PT loves a bit of Detroit hardpoint. He's always performed on this map, and he's doing so once again. 27-12, as there's a massive scrap fest in this school hardpoint. This is going to be the end of the first rotation in this hardpoint, as Infused starting to get some points on the board. They are on that garage spawn, so they have to be careful. If they do die, they're going to be losing a little bit of time, but the kills are just going in their favor right now. Infused are coming roaring back into this game. They're not behind by too much now. It's starting to look a little bit better for them. They are challenged by 2 in front of score. PT with a huge 2-piece hits that 30 bomb to get things started halfway through the game. At this rate, he could easily hit 60 kills if it does go the full distance. But once again, Infused back on the attack, doing a great job of keeping the game competitive.
Well, that was a big hill here for Infused. They managed to get a lot of time in and around this score area. Beautiful kill there from Quicker, but Josh does trade it up instantaneously. Watson pushing down mid-street. He's just spotted Urban here. However, Infused are all over that hard point. Urban picks up a big kill from mid-Atlas. And as you can see, Infused, the fight back has begun in that last hill. And it looks like Infused are going to be pushing this for the final hill. Oh, towards the final hill. They don't want this game to be done and dusted before it goes back to school.
Just to quickly point out, look at the scoreboard right now. It is very even across the board for Infused, but everyone on Vitality is negative, apart from PT, who is double positive. He has literally taken the definition of backpack and put it on his actual back, because he is carrying this team right now, as Tommy comes huge with a two-piece, looking for a third in the hardpoint. Can't quite see him. Goes for the third, manages to get it, just keeping them off as best he can, as Vitality are still keeping this score up.
I don't know who the host is. We're gonna play Spot the Host. I'm gonna put my neck on the line and say PT might be host. I don't think he is, but whatever he's doing right now, whatever he's had for breakfast, please send me some in the post. Whatever, I don't care. I want to be able to slay like this. It's bit shreddies, I don't care. 6 minutes in, he's already dropped 35 kills, and Tommy 18 and 22. He is bottom of that Vitality side. Oh, he's just been demolished there by Melon. As you can see, Josh going to try and lock down this elbow area, taken down by Melon, and it looks like Urban is just locking down this hard point nice and easy. Although he's just been taken out by Tommy as soon as I say something nice about him, and Vitality back in control. However, the momentum is shifting towards Infused, and Vitality definitely need to step it up as a team of four, because right now, as you said, the carry is real from PT.
Absolutely, it's looking very, very close at this point in time. Infused only need a good hill or two to get back into an even game, as it looks like the cobwebs have been shaken off of their controls and they're finally getting into the groove of it. It's just a sea of blue on that kill feed right now, as Melon's pushing for those yellow spawns. He's going to get taken down by Watson, as Watson's pushing out yellow to stop anyone else trying to sneak up on them. Lexi getting stunned up in the middle of the map as Vitality hold down this spawn point, and they are in the garage right now. 50 seconds left on this hard point. Infused need to go big or go home right now, because this map is starting to get away from them with 40 points different right now.
I'm just going to emphasize something just before we go into the analytics. I've just got to say, Infused, they had 4 down from Vitality, but because no player from Infused whatsoever had made an early rotation, when I say early rotation, with about 10 seconds left of a hard point, you need to rotate. There was 5 seconds left. None of them made the rotation. So even though, I think it was Melon picked up a 2-piece and Infused slayed out Vitality, they just spawned at the better hard point. So I think it was Melon pushing in. He's thinking, well, I've just picked up a nice 2-piece. And they spawned right in front of him, and they just picked up an easy kill there. So spawns there, an issue for Infused. However, 208 to 150. Mathematically, it is still possible for Infused to get back into this. However, they need to act quick, and they need to act now, or ASAP. Watson picking up a kill there in and around ramp area. 218 to 150. Do you think this is GG already?
I think this is game over. As you did see, there was a score update there. I believe Hyper Games were 1-0 up in their series, so that is looking very competitive. Not the news Infused would want to be hearing right now, as they're still battling out for that third place position against them. So if they do finish fourth, they're not going to get a huge amount of cheddar in their bank accounts for their weeks of hard work and dedication. But still in this game, as I said, looking GG now. It just looked like Infused weren't playing those hard points as well. We've got to give a huge shout out to Petey, who's more than likely going to drop at least 45 kills if this game doesn't end prematurely.
Yeah, 100%. And even though every other player is negative, Vitality did step it up as a team. They were all under 15 kills at one point when PC was on 30, I think it was. I think it was on like 27, actually. You just think, wow, like that is the definition of carry, as you said. So it's good to see that Vitality stepped it up as a team, but that is not the start that Infused wanted here. To get 250 pointed on first map, they would have at least wanted to take it to the final hard point, and they couldn't even do that. However, that was on the Vitality host, so there is hope for Infused, but as you can see on your screen, only Urban and Brandy, or LXT, managed to drop 30 kills quicker. 22 kills there. Pretty surprising from arguably their main slayer there, especially on Detroit as well. You'd think in and around the hill with that sub, he'd just wreck people, but he may have struggled off host there, so I think we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But shout out to PT, 40 bomb from him. And it just
saved that team. Literally, he kept the Vitality Championship alive right there.
Yeah, well, I'm checking the host right now, and Spot the Host, it looks like PT was host. So I'm not calling you a host player, PT, but I think it may have helped your case there, because you were destroying people there. So, yeah, can Infused bounce back after a defeat like that on hardpoint? Because that was a risk we were talking about. Back-to-back hardpoints. If you get smashed in the first one, confidence-wise, you're not going to feel great for the second one.
I mean, it looked like they were maybe a little bit rusty. They didn't seem quite warmed up. They didn't really get into the groove of it until halfway through the game when they started focusing on the spawns a little bit more and actually making the kills in the hardpoints, which I think was a big deal. And then as soon as it got out of the green hardpoint, they just failed to get anything going for themselves. And as we saw, there's been a lot of controversy in the Infused camp over the past few weeks. It's been a bit heated, so maybe that's also counting towards their lack of teamwork and the overall gameplay that they showed in that map. But I think they could still pull out a couple maps here.
Yeah.
I think I put them down. Yeah, Biolab Hardpoint was the map I expected them to win, but now after watching that, I'm not too sure.
Yeah, well, it was a bit of a surprising game, to be honest with you. I said before this even started, I think every game is going to be competitive. I think every game is going to go down to the wire, and that wasn't what I expected. Halfway through Yellow Hardpoint, the game to be done. You know, you'd expect more from Infused, but we said during the game, there has been a few arguments in that camp. I think they are looking at making a couple roster changes after tonight, depending on how tonight goes. It's not exclusive intel or anything like that. I think that's just off of a gut feeling, if anything, because the thing we haven't spoken about much is obviously we said at the start of this, VWS making their roster change is proven to be successful. Great result against Hyper Games last week, and Hyper Games are a top team. However, Infused, since they've made their roster change, they haven't been placing overly well at LAN. They haven't been doing very well in the Pro League, although they have been performing against the weaker side, so to speak. But against the big teams, they haven't really been showing up. So do you think that roster change is actually starting to bite them in the backside, so to speak?
Absolutely. They haven't been the same team since they made it, and there was nothing wrong with the team that they had beforehand. So I think they rushed that decision. They maybe should have waited to the end of the season before doing it, because it looks like they're going to miss out on quite a bit of money because of it. And as you saw there, the fight at the bottom of the table, VWS 1-0 up against Millennium right now.
Wow.
It is going to get very heated in that game. I can imagine there is a lot of motivational talk in there. But we're going to jump into this game. Hardpoint Biolab is the name of the game, as it's going to be Vitality versus Infused in this one.
Okay. Apparently we've got a couple technical issues there, so I think it is going to get restarted there.
Yeah,
so,
sorry.
well, if it counts, guys, nothing's really happening right now. It's just people trading kills. So I think they are going to end the game because I think something did go wrong on that. So we're going to carry on talking. Obviously, VWS going 1-0 up against Millennium. I think we both expected VWS to make a good start here. So, you know, I'm not overly surprised on that. However, Millennium, you know, I'd be interested to see whose host it was. So I'll try and find that if possible. Obviously, there is a connection difference. Obviously, Millennium being a French team, or the French team, arguably, and VWS being UK-orientated. Imagine if VWS actually won the first map off of host, what an emphatic start that would be. Because, you know, if I said to you right now, the final result of that game will be 6-0, would you be that surprised?
To VWS?
To VWS. Would you be that surprised?
I'd be a little bit surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if VWS won. I think they're a far better team than Millennium are right now. I don't think I think Millennium are just, they look a bit clueless when it comes to this game on some points. I think that they're trying to rely on pure skill, individual skill, rather than actually taking many tactics into account. And I feel like that's why Millennium haven't been so successful so far in the games they've been playing. And I don't expect it to be a 6-0. I really don't. I think Millennium are going to challenge for it. They're going to really take it to the wire. But I think VWS are going to probably pull out the victory at some point.
Yeah, well, saying that, I'm just going with my gut feeling. I wouldn't be surprised if VWS won 6-0. I did put my prediction as 4-2 because I just think VWS will win the series. But with regards to relegation and things like that, do you think Millennium, their performance over the season, does warrant, or do they deserve to be relegated after how they've performed? Because all in all, I haven't been that impressed, so to speak. Gotaga is Gotaga, enough said about him, but the rest of the team has been pretty inconsistent, to say the least. I mean, certain games you've got, you know, one play going off, and then the next game he's literally double neg, and it's just like, what? And I think at this level, inconsistency gets punished.
Yeah.
And I just don't know. It would be a real shame if Millennium do get relegated. They're obviously the biggest team in France, arguably the biggest team in France. Their following is absolutely unreal, but that start from VWS, it goes to show that their roster changes have just had such a positive effect on them. And, you know, Millennium, I hope they don't get relegated because of the following they do have, but saying that, out of G2 and Millennium, it is going to come down to map difference. So Millennium, once again, after last week, they're going to have to realize they are fighting for every single map, because even if they lose 5-1, that could still save them from relegation here. So we saw last week, though, against Epsilon that they will fight to the very last map, so I think it'll probably come down to that. But obviously still having some issues on our end between Infused and Vitality, so we are going to restart the Lab Hardpoint for you as soon as possible. The players were carrying on playing even though we said, guys, come on, end the game. So I'm really sorry about that delay, but you know, headed into this Lab Hardpoint, you said that Infused now, they're going to have the backs up against the wall. The start that we saw on screen, I know it doesn't mean anything because it wasn't played. Infused were in an early lead to 30-22 before we left the game. So Infused, I think, on their own host, if Quicker steps up, they could win this map.
Yeah, I mean, it's Infused map. They picked this one to play on Lab Hardpoint, so I would expect them to have a decent degree of understanding of how to work it. I mean, they're all really good slayers individually. Infused, there's no taking that away from them. Equally, Vitality, some of the best in Europe, which is why they're on top of the league itself. But I think Infused could win this. They need to be focusing a bit more on spawns. I know Biolab's one of those ones where there's quite a few hard points. It's not too much of a big deal if you don't have the spawns, but equally saying that, there are some hard points that will punish you if you don't have those spawns, and equally there are hard points that will punish you if you can't trade the kills properly, which is something that Infused were a bit hit and miss. I mean, we got to the school hard point and they were able to trade the kills in their favor every single time, and then we got to hard points like Garage and they couldn't trade a single kill to save their life. And they just need to work a little bit better on trading the kills, working as a team. Their entry fragging needs to be stepped up a little bit. If they're going to challenge a hard point, they need to actually be able to work as a team and coordinate where they're going to be pinching from and how they need to do it. So I think in that respect, they could easily win this map if they put their minds to it. I don't think Biolab is one of Vitality's strongest ones. I've seen them play it a couple of times before, and they haven't particularly impressed me with what they've been doing. So I could be wrong. Hopefully I'm not wrong, because I like being right, but that's just me. But we are going to fix this problem. I'm not sure what the problem is. As soon as we know, we will be fixing it for you. But we're going to throw to a short break. Don't go anywhere, because it's going to be a hell of a night of Call of Duty. We'll see you in a few.
Wait, you're not on it? I'm on it.
I'm on it.
I'm on it.
I'm on it.
I'm on it. I'm on it. Where are you at?
Nil to VWS. So at that rate, VWS are going to be staying up and Millennium are going to be saying goodbye to the Pro League.
Yeah, unless map difference saves them. So if G2 get hammered, and I don't know the current score of the G2 games, we'll have to find that out, but if G2 get absolutely destroyed, then they actually could go down on map difference. So it goes to show that this is a sweaty week of fixtures, regardless of what anyone says. But saying that, we've just heard from Epsilon and the Epsilon score update. 3-0 in favor of Overgaming. Very expected, it has to be said. Although the uplink was 20-0 in favor of Epsilon. And I don't care who you are, that's not an easy task to achieve at the pro level. But saying that, Overgaming are bottom of the league. They have struggled throughout this season. But obviously, we are going to try and jump into the game sooner rather than later. I think everyone's sorted out their issues now.
See, I wouldn't be surprised if Overgaming just stuck their sister on to play or something. It's like, play this for me while I play, like, open some cases on Advanced Warfare or something.
Well, so, oh yeah, advanced supply jobs. Woo! Well, that's not a waste of money.
I mean, we got the new guns, the SVO, the STG-44, the Wonderbus. Have you played with any of those guns?
No, I know I'm going to get melted with them, though. I know I'm going to go online. There's going to be a legendary variant. I know that I'm going to get one bulleted.
I got one for the SVO today. It's pretty good. It's like a one-shot semi-automatic sniper.
Oh,
the
great,
STG is a monster.
Thing is, the STG from World at War was amazing. Not as good as the MP40, but I'm actually happy to see the STG back. So saying that, semi-automatic, you're basically saying it's a one-shot SVU on core. Oh no, it's terrible for pubs players, it's got to be said. And I tend to play a few pubs from time to time, and I just know I'm going to get melted. And one of the guns is the Blunderbuss or something like that.
That's cool. It looks so cool.
The thing is, it reminds
I feel like Elmer Fudd.
Yeah, the thing is one of the variants looks really demonic. And this is what we bring you in the EU Pro League season finale. We're going to be talking about blunderbusses. Well, I think that's what it's called anyway, but we're going to jump straight into the maps now. We're going to get serious again, because the game is pretty much ready to go. So, obviously, Hardpoint Detroit did go in favor of Vitality. It was fairly emphatic, as you can see on your screen. 250 to 151, including PT being a machine. Obviously, up next is Biolab Hardpoint, and then Comeback Uplink. I think that's going to be a brutal game, to be honest with you. But obviously, final three maps, I'll let you finish off on this one.
Yeah, so we've also got Biolab on Uplink, which I think is going to be a heavy favourite for Vitality. I don't think Infused are... I think we saw Infused play Hyper Games, and although it was close at times, they did lose it, so I'm not particularly hopeful for Infused. We've also got Search and Destroy Solar. Again, Search and Destroy not really Infused's favourite game mode.
Yeah.
Don't know how that's going to go. It could be all right for them. I don't think Vitality are that strong on Solar as well. It's probably one of their worst Search and Destroy maps. But
yeah, agreed.
Having said that, could be completely different tonight. Depends on who turns up. And Search and Destroy Terrace, although we've seen Vitality play it before in the Pro League, they didn't have a lot of strats. They just kind of like hit and hoped, and to be fair to them, it worked out. So you could argue it's one of their strongest maps because they just somehow seem to keep winning on it. But
well, the thing is I said before this started that Infused could arguably win every map. They can be competitive on every single map, and although they weren't competitive on the first map, which doesn't give me a lot of optimism, I think that they could still take, you know, at least one map, arguably two, who knows, maybe even three. It's too early to say that, but we are going to start on board with Quicker. I want to start on board with Quicker because in this EU Pro League, before this started, I wrote down Quicker was my player to watch. And to be honest with you, throughout this league, he has struggled on the online side of things. And when I say struggle, I mean rather than drop 40s to 50s, he's been dropping 30s or mid-30s, which is, you know, by his very high standards, he's not been up to his usual scratch. But Melon, he's already 5-1 here. Great start here for him personally. But as I said, we're going to jump on board with PT now. He's currently dropping a bagel. He is 0-2. He's just been taken out on blue cut as well. So it looks like Infused are actually having the better start on this hard point compared to Vitality in the last map.
I think there's no worse thing in Call of Duty than starting a map and getting a good way into it and then having to restart it and the result just isn't going your way. It's probably the worst thing that can ever happen there.
Yeah.
We're sorry to the guys who thought that they were getting underway and having a good go and all that, but I guess
it's a warm-up.
Yeah, it's just a little warm-up. It doesn't matter, but moving through, here comes Josh on the hunt through Biolab. He spots Melon. Oh, he's going to get trashed away by Melon. It is 29-6 in the favor of Infused now. VWS 2-0 to Millennium right now. They are looking good to hold their position. They are going to be screaming and raving tonight if they do come out and stay in that Pro League. Nobody wants to have to suffer the wrath of relegation. And Infused right now playing like they're in the relegation zone with this performance. 40-14. 40-15 as Tommy is trying to hold his top Eskies for his team. It's only going to be for so long before Brandy and co come forward and start to dominate. He's trying to pick up anyone he can to stop them getting this scrap time, because if they do hold this down, it's going to be fairly even going into this hard point, and if LXT and co don't hold down the blue hard point, they could find they start to drop behind very quickly as they have lost the spawns.
Well, as you can see, 3 players here from Infused, including 4th actually getting scrap time, making a rotation with 5 seconds to go. That is not early enough for this blue hardpoint, because the thing about this hardpoint is once a team is set up in this hardpoint, it is so difficult to break them. But can Infused prove me wrong? Melon picked up a 2-piece, can pick up a 3rd. No, he's not. Watson goes big with Josh as well in support. So Vitality making a fight back here. And as you can see, Josh is currently double neg. Oh, just naded there by his own teammate. However, Watson did also pick up another kill, but another team kill here. 2 team kills in quick succession, and it looks like Infused can actually break this hill now due to sloppy errors from Vitality, so they can extend their lead back to what it was and back to a relatively comfortable distance.
Absolutely, we're on board with Melon right now, watching this blue entrance as he spots someone firing around the corner. He is taken from behind by Tommy. Urban in the middle of the hardpoint, spots one. He's taken down. There's 10 seconds left on this blue hardpoint. Infused getting the favorable spawns for the green plat hardpoint. They need to be careful. They don't push that hardpoint and influence the spawns away from them as they're picking up the kills all over the board. Melon is going off right now, 17-8. I have no doubt he's possibly the host for this game, but he's having an absolute storming game. Quicker only 6-8 right now, and he's usually the man at the top of the table for his team, but he's not having quite the best series he's ever had in Call of Duty right now, as he's just holding this hill for his team, looking to keep the points on the board of Infused. As he does spot one, does manage to clean that kill rather expertly, moving towards outskirts to see if he can cut them off at the green plat. Does get one. He's looking for the second, taken down by his teammate, unfortunately. Watson trading the kills over as Infused are starting to stack up a lead again.
Well, there was a score update during that emphatic, or those emphatic plays, I should say. Hyper Games 3-0 in the lead against G2, which is fantastic news for Millennium. They could lose to VWS, and they will still stay up if it carries on going in Hyper Games' favor. Hyper Games 3-0, and they are comfortable. However, we'll get back to this game. Watson currently top purple, and he's been pushing straight into this bio area, and he's going to pick up a kill. He's just spotted someone. No, he hasn't. It looks like the kill has been traded on Josh, though, but Bradley goes big in the hard point there, and as you can see, Urban finishes off PT as well. 106-60, 46-second difference, headed into the second set of rotations. This is the Infused, which was put down to finish top 3 comfortably, and this is what we expected from them tonight. Great start from Infused in the first set of rotations.
Absolutely. It seems like Infused have had a little word with themselves during that break, and they are very much on top of their game for this Biolab. It's no wonder they picked it as their hardpoint, as they are really coming alive right now. Vitality, no slouches either. They're looking to bring the deficit back in their favor as they're all challenging from the snow. One kill goes in favor of Tommy, but Infused slapping them down once again as Brandy is just holding it down for his team in the purple. He's going to challenge a kill as well, gets that one traded away. PT poaching forward to get anything he can. Infused again slapping him away, saying, no, you cannot have this hardpoint. This is going for us. We're going to have that third place. You are not going to take the championship. That's going in the favor of Epsilon at this rate, and we are just going to keep hammering home until we get what we want.
And they were also first on the rotation as well, although it looks like Watson goes big in the hardpoint, picks up a 2-piece. Josh is also pushing in as well, and he should be peeking down towards ice. That's exactly what he's just done. He's going to turn around and pre-fire that, looking for those barrels to offer some support. He doesn't have them though. Big kill there though on Brandy, but Quicker goes big. However, kill is about to be traded by Watson, is it? No, it's not. Quicker goes big again. 2 massive kills there from Quicker. 3 big kills there from Quicker. Big 3-piece. Quicker's gone absolutely insane. He was on a 6 streak there, so we went, you know, from being negative there, and he's actually now 20-15. That's the Quicker we know and love. PT picks up a big 2-piece, so Watson looking down ice. What an unbelievable map this has been so far. Infused finally turning up here.
They are having an incredible game so far, but having said that, Watson as well is having a storming game to keep his team alive. Tommy really not letting the team have anything to go for themselves in terms of momentum with that score that he's putting up right now. He really needs to step up. He didn't have a very good map in the first game either, so he really needs to bring something for his team right now, as they are really struggling as they move forward into this Eskies. This is the last rotation of the hardpoint, so we're not going to be seeing Eskies for too much longer. There's 40 seconds left. They're 40 points up Infused. Can they keep this advantage they built up in their favor?
Well, Tommy here, 14 and 27 there, almost double neg there. He is off host, so I think we can give him some credit, but usually he is dropping a few more kills by now. However, Josh also rocking those 15 kills. However, you look at Infused over there, all 4 players, sorry, are over 20 kills. Tommy, though, going big as soon as I call him out. Picks up the buff, 6 kill streak, and he's on for the quad feed as well. Is he going to get it? Looks like Brandy is going to be challenging him from top green, but it looks like he's actually decided not to, and who can blame him? Tommy goes massive, and look at the hill time, which that enabled Vitality to get there. Unbelievable plays from the big man himself, Tommy. But as you can see, headed back into blue, Infused first on the rotation, and this is Infused opportunity to get some serious hill time.
Absolutely, Tommy wasn't performing very well there, but he's absolutely nailed it when he's performed, when he's asked to step up to the plate and perform. He's brought back with a huge 6-kill streak to get the score very even. Still 30 points in the favor of Infused right now. Josh pushing towards green to see if he can stop anyone pushing that blue hardpoint. He's going to get taken down again by a Tommy nade. Tommy's nades just need to be a little bit better. He's killed 2 people in this hardpoint in this one game because of it, and they really hurt themselves. They've Infused, have forced them to spawn out onto snow, and they're holding the spawns for themselves and the hardpoint in their favor.
Yeah, both times we've been in blue in this map, Tommy has been the player which has surrendered control to Infused by a sloppy error. However, Vitality have broken the hill back to get that scrap time. So, headed into that green plat, 157 to 75, or it's going to be 159 to 175. 16 seconds in it. It's going to be insane headed into these final hard points, and this is what we expected. 2 very, very close games here.
10 seconds left on that hard point, and we still got Infused pushing that blue hard point for that scrap time when they've got a good 20-point lead, and no one had the green plat under their control, so all they needed to do was rotate for it. And here we see the scores are basically even. Infused in control of this green plat. Vitality need to make a big push to get this back if they can. Kills are going to go down. PT gets one. Urban as well. PT with a second. Urban on front of the blue generator. He's going to try and pick up a kill. He does make it happen. Infused up by about 10 now. It's up to Vitality. They are in control of the hill. This is going to be so even going into the last hard point. I can't contain myself. I'm going to wet myself.
Please don't do that. But anyway, Tommy did pick up a big 2-piece. That's the 3rd kill there. So he has literally controlled this hard point. Again, we saw him do it in Eskies. We've seen him do it on green plat. So although he may be responsible for those blue errors, he is still going big when it matters. And now, Vitality 198 to 187. Tommy going to be pushing into the hard point right now. He's going to get taken out by Melon here. And it looks like, obviously, this hill, a lot of contest I'm going to go down. So Infused are going to be fighting for every second. Brandy with a massive 2-piece there. 3rd kill as well. Is it going to be a 4th kill here for Brandy? He's just going to nade towards the ice area. And as you can see, it looks like Infused will take the lead here. 30 seconds remaining. This could go either way between these 2 teams. Watson goes big, though.
Watson gets the 2-piece free. That's 4 down for Infused. Vitality back in control. 20 seconds left. They just need to get in there and flood it as much as they possibly can. I think this is going to go in the favor of Vitality. They completely split the spawns as well. 10 points in favor of Vitality. Vitality are going to take it. Huge 2-piece from Josh right there to hold this down. That's going to be Vitality taking the 2nd map. Infused threw that map away. What were they thinking on that blue hard point?
Well, to be honest with you, that's the type of series that we wanted to see tonight. That's the type that we've been building up all night. It could have gone either way. I said Infused could take every map in this series bar the S&Ds, and that is why. 42 kills, though, from Watson. He was the player which was the difference. However, looking at Infused again, who's bottom of kills? Unfortunately, it's going to be Quicker. So I'm not sure what's going on with Quicker right now, but he used to be a hardpoint player, and he used to drop kills for fun. 40. I've seen him drop 50s, for crying out loud. So I'm quite surprised that he's not even managed to drop 30. And then you compare that to the likes of PT and Watson, the duo. 40 kills, 30 kills. You know, Vitality went so big when it mattered. Tommy almost cost them the map in that blue hardpoint twice, but he more than made up for it in Eskies and green plat as well. So we've seen the good, the bad, and the epic, to be honest, from Tommy. So credit where it's due. When you make big errors by team killing time and time again and costing your team a lot of hard points, or a lot of tail time, I should say, it's easy to let your head drop. But he's experienced, he knows exactly what he's doing, and he bounced back to perfection. So now Infused are 2-0 down. And obviously, they're running out of time to actually make a fight back here. And Epsilon, unfortunately, are running out of hope to win this league.
Absolutely. I mean, Infused, they threw that map away so badly. Everyone saw it, how they spawned on purple. There's 15 seconds left. Not a single member from Vitality had control of that green hard point for the next rotation. They were up by about 20 points, and they challenged for that scrap time. I don't know why they would do that. They should have rotated round through Biolab or to Eskies and try and catch that green plat and get it in their favor, because all they had to do in that position was just run the clock down. That's all you have to do when you're in the lead going through that second rotation. It's just run the clock down, because when you're not letting the other team get points, even if you're not making points, you're still costing them time in which they need to get those points back. And Infused challenged that blue hardpoint when they didn't need to for scrap time that didn't mean anything at that point for them, lost the control of the green plat, and the spawns just completely went chaotic. And then that last hardpoint, they just could not compete. All of them faced purple as soon as the hardpoint switched as well. And Tommy just came in and made a massive two-piece to entry frag for his team. And from then on, Infused were just fighting them off. And then Brandy comes in, makes a huge free piece. He could have made the fourth had he not pulled out his grenade, and it was sloppy from Infused at the end. They had such a good game as well, and I think maybe we're being a bit too hard on Quicker, because in previous weeks he's had teams that maybe not up to the par of Vitality. This is Vitality. They're top of the league for a reason. They are an incredible force to be reckoned with. So I think we can forgive him for a 28 and 32. Maybe not doing as good as he's done in the past, but I think maybe we should cut him a little bit slack. Yeah,
there's no disputing Quicker, he's a top player, but as I was saying, the past few weeks, or against the bigger teams, he does struggle here, and I'm starting to wonder, well, you know, is he the reason why Infused are losing? But actually, what you've just said, you know, looking at it, 4-man push for 7 seconds in blue. I mean, there is a case to be made that you want to be on the blue spawn side for green plat, but I would personally say that's rubbish. I would say if you're spawning in around purple, you make a push through Eskies, you try and get those awkward spawns, as I call them, because if you've got a team spawning in orange, it's so difficult to defend because you're trying to defend through that tiny little window and you're trying to defend through outskirts as well. Whereas if a team's spawning blue, you get a decent AR, you put them top gen, and you just pick off from distance, and it's relatively easy to control. With orange, people just jump through the window every 5 seconds. It's almost impossible to lock down, and that's exactly what Vitality did. They got the better spawns through nothing but luck, to be honest with you. They just spawned out, and because no one from Infused had pushed the better spawns on the next hard point, they were literally like, okay, fair enough, we're on the rotation, even though we've just been cleared out for 7 seconds. We'll take that, but it's just tiny little strategic errors or tactical errors that Infused are making right now, which is costing them. We said it in Detroit Hardpoint as well, the fact that they weren't actually pushing spawns early enough. I think it was between the rotation in green and garage in particular, where you still had 3 players pushing green and pushing around that mid-street area when you should be pushing around elbow towards yellow. And we've seen it a couple times for Infused now. They definitely need to work on that side of things, in my view. At the same time, that was an unbelievable game. That really could have gone either way. You know, I don't think there's even an opinion. It definitely could have gone either way. But Vitality, their experience shining through, they went absolutely massive in bio. And, you know, in all fairness of Infused, in all fairness, I should say, you know, Infused playing against Vitality, you know, fair enough at the end of the day. But as you can see, there is a score update at the bottom of your screen. Millennium, the fight back has begun. 2-1 now in map count. And, you know, it's VWS, this is becoming very important for them because they need a win to stay up. Otherwise, they are guaranteed to go down. Millennium, on the other hand, now they've won that map. If G2 gets 6-0'd, I do believe that that would mean that G2 go down, if I'm not mistaken. So right now, Millennium they're pretty happy.
Yeah, I mean, you could never be relying on that kind of stuff, obviously. I don't think Millennium are thinking that way. They're probably literally just hoping and praying they can pull out some sort of point in this showdown with VWS. And we've just had that other score update, 4-0 to Hyper Games over Gamers 2. So it could be looking that way that Gamers 2 do get relegated. I mean, I think they got fortunate with the games that they had at the LAN event, which no doubt helped them out to get those points that they did in fact get. And I think of all the teams, to me, they've probably been the worst. At least with Millennium, I can see that if they changed a couple of things and how they approached a certain game modes and how they approach certain games, they could probably be a very good team and a force to be reckoned with. But right now, it's just not really... It's not the Millennium we're used to seeing, really.
No, 100%. But obviously, Hyper Games right now in cruise control against G2. G2 are the only team to actually gift Overgaming a single point, if I'm not mistaken, and that was at LAN as well. That was at LAN. So saying that, you know, I am concerned for G2 at this stage, but there is another score update coming in at the bottom of your screen right now. Epsilon 4, Overgaming 0. No surprise there, no disrespect at all to Overgaming, but Epsilon you know, they are where they are for a reason. They're on just such a dominant streak at the moment, which is also another reason why I think a lot of people were taken back why they made a roster change. You win back-to-back LANs and you're still competing for the EU Pro League, and then you change it up. But saying that, you know, decent start, I suppose. I mean, it's not the most difficult of starts up against Overgaming, but, you know, if they would have dropped a map here, or if they do drop a map, then that would have, yeah, it would have been, it would have taken the wind out of the sails. But I think we've just had an issue with an Xbox freezing from one of the players, so technology today is awful. But, you know, headed into map number 3, if I'm not mistaken, it's Comeback Uplink. Vitality are surely going to win this. Is it just me, or do you see any way that Infused can win this sub for sub on Comeback Uplink?
I mean, Vitality, they've always been strong. All those players on the roster have always been strong at Comeback Uplink. I know Josh and Tommy, when they were partnering in Epsilon with Swanee and Madcat, they are just so incredibly ahead of the game when it comes to Uplink comeback. And Infused have just always been sloppy on this map and this game mode. And I don't see it really going any other way than Vitality. I mean, Vitality have been rocked a couple of times on Comeback Uplink, but that's usually when they're starting on the weaker side. Because as soon as they get on that stronger side, it is dunk after dunk after dunk. And Vitality, they can't be matched. I mean, their killing potential is just insane as well. Infused haven't really stepped it up. They are fortunately on host, and Comeback Uplink probably one of the stronger maps to have host for when it comes to Uplink, but I don't know. I think Vitality are superior tactically and superior mechanically.
Well, saying that, obviously, you've just said it is on the Infused host, and Melon on his own host, as we've just seen. I think it was on his own host, or at least on his team's host. Drops kills. Seen it week after week. Melon is such a great player. I'd probably say he's actually underrated for how good he is. So headed into this, I'm sure he's very confident that he can drop a few kills. But saying that, I think one thing we've got to talk about, we said that it's going to be a lot of, it's going to be very sub-orientated. Obviously, you're probably going to see 3 ASM and 1 BAL, but that 1 BAL player could be crucial. You know, might even see Tommy up against the likes of Brandy. Glass control with the BAL is so crucial on the comeback, because if you're not on that reset and you're not playing the relay, you're always vulnerable to the counter-attack or the wraparound, and you just need a consistent player to sit back in glass, pick off kills from distance, whether it be towards yellow or blue, and it'll be interesting to see who wins the battle of the BALs, so to speak. So, you know, you're saying Vitality to win this. I'm going to say Vitality to win this, so I think we agree on that front. And if that is going to be the case, Epsilon, it's not looking good at all, I'm afraid.
I think Infused map chance to win in that map. That's their map gone. I could easily see this being a 6-0 now. I think our prediction has gone out the window. That was easily Infused chance to get some momentum going into this next map and the rest of the series, and they threw it away with a bad call, in my opinion. I mean, it wasn't... Obviously, they wanted that blue spawn, but I think when the spawns on this game flip so drastically and you have got that delicate 20-point lead in your arsenal, if you could just get yourself set up on green and hold it down for long enough, they could have made a distance of a gap between them and Vitality going into that last hardpoint, where all they had to do on that last hardpoint is just contest it, which is basically all that hardpoint is. It's just a contest battle. Just get in there and stop the other team getting points, which is why, for me, it's one of the most hated hardpoints to actually have to play on. But here we are. Comeback Uplink. It's time for Infused to shine and show what they're made of, as Alexity opens with a roaring 2-piece to get things going. Infused are slapping Vitality about. They're batting them away with a rolled-up newspaper like they're dogs. And Urban goes for the dunk on the weaker side, notably, to get things started off.
Yeah, we're also seeing 2 BALs, 2 ASM, 2 BALs, 2 ASM form both teams as well. So it looks like my prediction was slightly wrong on that front, but Infused are set up for the relay here. Infused going to make the pass. It should be a dunk. It's 4-0 after 39 seconds to Infused. What an unbelievable start. You said if Vitality are on the bad side, they are prone to making sloppy starts. That's exactly what has happened. Quicker locking down this yellow building area as well, which means he can lock in a spawn trap. He's just spotted Tommy. No, he hasn't. Tommy goes big here, and it looks like actually Vitality now switching to 3 BALs to try and get some map control, because that's desperately what they need. Josh is on the drone right now, though, but What a poor start this is from Vitality, and we don't say that often about them.
Oh, wow. It's like Spider-Man on our screens right now. Josh, a.k.a. Spider-Man, going for the dunk. Urban slaps him down with the two-piece. Petey answers back. Petey with the two-piece. Can they dunk it? No. Brandy with the big haymaker to the face, and that's going to get reset, and he avoids losing 2 points for his team.
Well,
Huge plays.
I was about to absolutely rip into Urban. He had a knife out when he was actually trying to pick up the drone, when he had, I think, a full clip as well. Look at this position from LXT, though. It's taken down, though, by Josh. And as you can see, it is still 4-0. What an unbelievable play that could be from LXT. That could be the difference between their first W of this series and another defeat. So big plays when it matters. And the man in question is on the drone again, pushing it into glass. Is he going to opt for this delay tactic? Oh, what a throw. That was so risky. Two players in front of you. You go for that 15-second delay. You pick up a two-piece. What more can LXT do right now? He's made an interception as well. MVP so far after 2 minutes, although it's only after 2 minutes, so hopefully he can keep it up. But Quicker now pushing in this mid-air. Oh, I can't even speak now. I'm so hyped. I can't even speak. But man on the reset again. Infused doing everything right and very little wrong.
They're playing so well right now. Why didn't we see this in the previous maps, Infused? You are going ham.
6-0.
As Melon is just laying kills down. 6-0 to Infused. They are doing everything right. Every decision they have made has been spot on. And Vitality are just overwhelmed with what's going on right now. And they need to step up their game and get a hold on things. They did a great job of bringing out free bows to combat the aggression that they had and slow things down and get control of the map, as you said. But since then, it has just once again gotten completely out of hand. And Vitality just, I mean, when you see Watson sitting in a corner, not sure what to do, you've got a problem for yourselves.
Yeah, 100%. Melon gets a big punch there in and around this mid-Atlas area. And as you can see, Melon here, he's going to pick up this drone. He's going to launch it through that window area. Not everyone knows about that spot, but it looks like he has got unlucky. And it looks like he's just going to go to he's going to opt for some map control for his Infused teammates, as he was outnumbered 2-3. But as you can see, yeah, so Tommy, you know, picked up a big kill there with the nade, but obviously Quicker's now going to get some map control back. Watson doesn't know where he is right now. PT, last man alive in and around glass area. Vitality right now, you called it before we started, so credit to you. When they get off to a bad start, they get off to an awful start on comeback outplaying.
Yeah, absolutely. It tends to be the second half they really start firing, and they are on the stronger side as well, which is surprising because the amount of times I've seen the Tommy and Josh run through that mid and just get those single one-pointers over and over again is uncountable. They do it so often, so it's really surprising to see them 6-0 down, 4 minutes into this first half, and not a single point on the board on that stronger side where there are so many opportunities to put that in for the one-point throw, and they just look completely lost right now. But having said that, PT moving through the middle. He's not too sure what's on the other side of this door. He's going to get taken down by Quicker. This is the counter-attack Infused have been looking for as they move forward. Tommy in the base, completely out of position. Quicker going to throw that up for an easy one-pointer. 7-0 on the weaker side right now. They have no idea where Quicker is right now. He is literally just invisible to the other guys. They have no idea how to track him. They need some sniffer dogs or something to get a hold of him.
Well, credit to Quicker. We did call him out in after the previous game. But his movement right now, as you said, Vitality haven't got a clue where he is. He could be absolutely anywhere. Right now, he's being in and around this reset area. Got unlucky with a stun there. Otherwise, he would have picked up a kill on Tommy, in my view. LXT, though, is on the drone. Should hit this one-pointer. No, he's not going to hit the one-pointer. As you can see, whilst we were speaking, Vitality did hit a one-pointer of their own. Tommy now going to go for the wraparound as well. Should be looking at hitting this dunk. This should be 7-3 headed into round 2. And it is. What a crucial dunk that could be for Vitality. Headed in to round 2 of Comeback Uplink.
Absolutely. 4 points difference. And now Infused after that. Huge start on that weaker side, and we have to stress, for those of you who haven't seen a lot of Comeback Uplink, how much easier it is to make points on this stronger side that Infused are about to go and attack on. So there is such a small chance that they could throw this victory away. We could see Vitality, as I've said, they're very good on the second half of an Uplink game. They could easily just wipe this completely clean in a case of a minute or two. Let's see how it's going to happen out. Alexi pre-nading that bottom glass as they get one kill. Looking for a second, they tag someone on glass. Gets the second, gets the third. The fourth is still stranded in the middle. That's 4 down. They need to pick this up and get some points on the board as they're moving through to blue. hopefully going to go for the 1 point. He is met by one man on Vitality. PT exchanges that kill. Melon waiting on the reset to see what the response from Vitality is to exactly what Infused have put forward.
100%. Well, PT is now on the drone. Melon going to try and lock down this reset. Taken down, though, by Tommy. As you can see, PT's going to be pushing out Watson in support as well. Simple pass, simple dunk. This should be 7-5. No, the drone's actually hit the drone. Can PT get this dunk, or has he choked it? No, he's just going to go for the 1 pointer, but that still cost Vitality 1 point there by poor passing from Vitality. However, 7-4 LXT looking at this drone, but taken down from behind by Josh. 4 minutes remaining, and this really could go either way for the second map in succession. Great series so far.
Infused moving up this blue side. They're actually going to opt to go for the 2 pointer. I think it's safer to go for the 1 pointer in the position. No, they have made that sneaky 2 pointer there. Melon doing a great job with the acrobatics over the wall. They are in fact setting up for that relay. The ball has been passed onto top blue. Are they going to run it in with that man? They are in fact going to hit the 2 pointer. 11-4 now for Infused. Watson and co trying to stop the bleed as they are in a bad situation right here. Watson stranded in bottom blue. Can he find anyone pushing up that side? No, they're going to go into vents and look to get in that blue window. Great acrobatics from Urban again, relaying the 2 pointer. As we said, it is just getting out of control right now for Infused on the stronger side.
Urban, well, what an unbelievable dunk that was. The movement shown by Urban there. 10 uplinks to his name already. It's 13-4 Vitality. You're getting slapped about. We said the opposite would happen, so it just goes to show what Infused can do when they turn up. And as you can see, LXT now on the relay as well. He looks like he's going to go for that dunk. He can just hit a simple pass here, and it's a guaranteed dunk. No, he's going to be selfish. It's the dunk himself. 15-4 to Infused. Who would have predicted it?
Absolutely. 15-4. Infused dominating Vitality. Vitality looks scared for once. I haven't seen Vitality this afraid of a team in a long time, as they're going to go for the wrap. The pass up onto that yellow vent. The ball is lobbed into the base. It is not going to hit, and Quicker picks this up for the re-wrap to Green as he's moving at lightning speed. This is going to be an easy 1 pointer. 16-4 Infused.
What an unbelievable map this has turned out to be for Infused. Oh, and Quicker picks up the kill as well. He's going to eat those bullets. He can get to mid-map. No, he's not. Just gets taken down though, so Vitality could hit this dunk, although it's 2v2 currently. And this is, it's wall-to-wall action here, folks. LXT right now, his control of this map has just been spot on. He's also hitting dunks as well with just... I'm almost speechless because this has just been fantastic. LXT last alive. He's also on the reset as well. Vitality, they had a 3-man advantage, and it looks like LXT could actually hit a dunk, even though Vitality did outnumber him. Oh, what a last-ditch kill that was from Josh. PT also goes big on the final man alive, and Tommy can now hit a 1 pointer, but Melon goes big as well. Infused right now are on fire. They could even hit the 20-point mark. We could see a 20-4 in favor of Infused. 4 down from Vitality. This is 18-4. Honestly, this is absolutely ridiculous from Infused. And PT's rage quit the game as well. Wow.
I honestly don't know what Infused had for dinner tonight, but they are on a mad one right now. They are making Vitality look feeble at the best of times with how they're playing right now. Tommy still in the game, as well as Josh and Watson, and this is going to look like it's going over. Tommy's left the game. He knows the 2 points coming up. We're going to wrap this one up. Infused
24.
Getting a map back for the team as they're making their charge for third place and trying to stop the momentum of Vitality from taking that first position spot in the league. Epsilon definitely going to have a smile on their faces after seeing that.
Well, map counts now 2-1. It's all to play for, headed back to the Vitality host. What a performance that was from Infused. And this is what I was saying at the start of tonight. It's all about momentum for Infused. And if that doesn't give Infused confidence and general excitement, nothing will, because that's 20-4 against Vitality, and they were still 18-4 in the lead when it was 4v4, so I'm not having any excuses from Vitality. Infused, they were just playing the wraparound to perfection. They were playing the reset, most importantly, because LXT was just on fire that game as well, and that was just such a great team performance. I mean, LXT with the map control, Quicker with the movement on that first half. Vitality just didn't know where he was. Melon as well, picking up massive kills in and around that reset. And then Urban finishes with 10 uplinks to his name. So 50% of all uplinks went in favor of Urban. He also dropped 21 kills as well. So unbelievable from Infused. And this series now is set up nicely. And I saw Epsilon Rated tweet out a minute ago saying, oh, just give me the money for second. Unfortunately, we can't do that because it looks like Infused are trying to help you out here. So don't give up just yet. But map number 4, it's also an uplink. What we saw in the previous few maps, where obviously Infused got slapped on the first hardpoint and then they couldn't bounce back on the next one, we could actually see that happen in favor of Infused. And if it goes to 2-2, wow, Infused would be one map away. Infused would just need to win one map after that to guarantee Epsilon the title.
Absolutely. I mean, it's an incredible night of Call of Duty drama going at the top and the bottom of the league. 2-1 is the score to Vitality against Infused. Infused fighting for that 3rd place. Vitality fighting for the championship. Who's going to come out on top? We'll have to find out after this short break. Don't go anywhere.
Wait, you're not on it? I'm on it.
I'm on it.
I'm on it.
I'm on it.
I'm on it. I'm on it. Where are you at?
Hello and welcome back to the Gfinity EU Pro League. My name is Chris Trout, aka the Trout91. I'm joined by my lovely co-caster Ink. It is drama central right now in the EU Pro League, drama at both ends of the table, but notably for what we're watching, Millennium, not Millennium, Vitality versus Infused, Millennium versus VWS, the other game with the drama going on at the bottom of the table. But it's 2-1 now. Infused look like a completely new team with that comeback uplink. So much so they made 2 members of Vitality rage quit before the official end of the game.
Yeah.
It's heating up.
Well, one rage quit was actually with 90 seconds left, so that is a complete rage quit.
That is a feat.
You can't even argue that that isn't a complete rage quit, to be honest with you, because obviously if you're losing towards the end of the game, you think, oh, maybe they just want to host up, you know, sooner for the next game. But that was just a, screw this, we're getting battered, and leave the lobby. So obviously headed into this, Infused now do have momentum. It's obviously an uplink. We discussed this before the break. Biolab uplink is up next, and to be honest with you, if we're going off the Infused performance on comeback, this is surely going to be an Infused victory this time. However, we have to emphasize Vitality are hosting the next map. Infused did just have back-to-back hosts, but obviously, in my view, if Infused do not win this map, they will not get a single thing from this series. And I don't even think that they will get a map wrong. They won't even get pick up another map throughout this series. So this is the crucial map. And if they win this map, headed to S&D, anything could happen.
Absolutely. I mean, I think this is going to be... I still think this is going to be a Vitality win. I'm actually really surprised what Infused brought to that one. Mm-hmm. I mean, I didn't expect them to be so dominant on a comeback uplink. I think, and I praise Vitality for what they do on comeback. They're actually usually very good at it, and they put a lot of fear into the EU teams. I'm thinking maybe a bit more about Epsilon than I am Vitality, but I expected no difference with 2 players who led the way for comeback uplink in the EU scene. And I don't know what Infused were doing. They just they had it, everything. Every decision they made, every kill they had to make, they did it. And Vitality, so scared at points. They were hiding in corners because they didn't know what to do from Infused. And Infused clearly a bit bitter about how that last hardpoint went down.
Well, the thing is they tried using 3 barrels, 1 sub at one point, which
was
you
the
know,
right decision to do.
I thought that, that's bearable for the first maybe a minute or so. Get some map control, get 2 people in glass maybe, one in around that mid-map area, and then 1 sub just running freely. But it just didn't work for them. As you said, the sub player was actually sitting in corners going, guys, how do we stop this momentum? Because Infused, every time they hit a dunk, there was another player ready to launch the drone into the base to hit another dunk, and then another dunk. It was just complete relay after relay after relay. But you've just seen a few score updates on your screen. VWS 3, Millennium 1. Hyper Games 4, G2 1. That is not good news for Millennium in any way, shape, or form.
It's just all against them, isn't it?
They did not want G2 to pick up a single map, because if G2 would have got 6-0'd, regardless of the result against Millennium, between Millennium and VWS, Millennium would have been safe. Now, it's not so sure, and it looks like Millennium could be going down. But another score update, Epsilon 5 over Gaming 0, but I don't think that's a big shock, so that's why we're not hyping it up as much.
It's not too much to worry about there. As long as they win and Vitality don't get a win, that's all that can really influence it. It doesn't matter how many maps someone wins by or whatever in that situation. It's literally a straightforward, Epsilon have to win their game. Vitality, if they don't win, then they will not win the championship.
Yeah, well, I think Epsilon are actually focusing on our stream more than their game, from what I've seen from all of their tweets. They're thinking, please Infuse, just win 2 more maps. And, at this stage, I think Epsilon, after the first 2 maps, they were feeling pretty deflated about their chances of winning the £7,000 first place prize. And now, after that performance for Infused, I mean, that wasn't just an Infused victory. That wasn't just a simple map win. That was dominance from Infused. And I've rarely said that Vitality have looked shoddy on a map or actually been dominated on a map, but that was just so impressive from Infused. They were just set up on the relays perfectly. And the thing is one of the things I thought to myself is, if they're better at Biolab Uplink, why didn't they choose that? Because they actually chose Comeback Uplink before Biolab Uplink. And I thought, well, why did they do that? But after seeing that, I can see why they did that, because they've clearly been working on their relays and the drone control, the reset control, and it really did shine through. And I think Vitality may have been guilty of underestimating Infused there, just like we did here at the comfort of the casters booth. So credit to Infused. They've surprised us and they've shut us up, and I think now Vitality can either respond one of 2 ways. They can either go, oh my god, what do we do? Headed into another uplink and get battered again. Or they can say, right, we're not underestimating you in this map. We're now on our host in our yard. Now we're going to return the favor and destroy you. And if they do that, as I said, I think this is probably going to be series done and dusted. I can't see Infuse winning another map if they lose this map. But saying that, I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. There's only one way to find out, and that's to actually jump in the game. But we are going to try and set that up for you. I think there are a couple more issues, which is always the way in these games. A lot on the line right now. We're now finally in the game. So Biolab Uplink, put you under pressure again. We were both wrong in the last game. Is that going to change your prediction headed into this game?
There's a lot to take in at one point.
Sorry.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
There's a lot to just happen right now. I'm a little bit emotional from the last game. I think Infuse could take this now. I think they really do. Like, if you could buy confidence in a can at the supermarket, they definitely bought like 4 cans of confidence and have just taken it themselves. And Infuse look good. They look really good on Uplink. They look like they know what they're doing. However, Biolab, slower map. They don't have host. Bit more AR reliant. And in that last game, we saw a lot of submachine gun action from Infuse, and they look very comfortable. How are they going to fare in an AR battle? We'll have to see, because we've seen that the Vitality guys are no strangers to an AR. They're very good at submachine gunning as well. Biolab, for me, is one of their strongest uplink maps as well. And Infused haven't looked that confident on the Biolab uplinks we've seen them play in the past. So we'll just have to see how it goes out. I'm predicting that Vitality will nick it. And that is all I'm going to say.
My prediction is I'm thinking this is going to go to overtime. I'm confident. I think Infused after that, as you said about buying 4 cans of confidence, I agree with that sentiment 100%. And I think that this is now Infused series to actually go on and win based on that performance they've just put in. I mean, they really couldn't have done much more to motivate themselves after, I mean, losing a hard point just. I think we've had this discussion before, you know, about you would rather lose a hard point very comfortably than lose it just by a couple seconds. And Infused did lose it by a couple seconds. So I think that really spurred them on to actually perform in the next Uplink. And I think now, how are Infused going to respond? Are they going to underestimate Vitality thinking, wow, is that all you've got on Uplink for us? But obviously, I've seen Infused on Biolab before. They do know what they're doing. And it's just going to be about Brandy again, or LXT again, because if he can show the map control dominance that he did in Comeback, he should be able to show it in Biolab. It's just all about locking down that big crane area, depending on spawns either being top purple or top blue. And it'd be interesting to see how this unfolds. But I think Vitality, it won't be another comeback uplink. It's not going to be another 20-4. I'm going to say overtime, and I'm going to say Vitality to win in overtime, but it's going to be very close.
Yeah, I mean, Infused in previous weeks, the games that they have lost have been pretty convincingly lost. I mean, they haven't looked particularly great on any of the uplinks. I think those are the maps that they've most frequently dropped, as well as Search and Destroy. Their hardpoint tends to be pretty good, as we've seen in the past 2 games, except for the first map. I think that was a bit more of a first game of the night. Not doing too well. They got some momentum in it, lost it a little bit. The second hardpoint map was very, very good. They lost out of it by a decision that didn't quite go their way, and now we're up to the uplink, which I'm surprised that they're winning. So they have got a lot of confidence going into this. If they play it tactically, and obviously with Biolab, it's quite a shoehorn kind of map. It's very open as well, so there's going to be none of this mad sprinting straight at the uplink to get those points. So Infused need to be a little bit wary of that. It's going to be a slower game for them, so they have to play at a slower pace and a little bit more methodically if they want to make it happen. And it looks like the game wasn't quite ready to go, as we're going to just start the game again.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I'm just looking at the kill count now. It's just a thing of beauty. People stomping on each other's heads. But
head stomp.
Obviously, I completely agree with everything you've just said. I think this is now the crucial game of the series. As I said, if Infused can't build off of what they've just done in Comeback Uplink, the chances are they're not going to win back-to-back searches. They could win one search on their own host. Off host? I'm not so sure. And you said earlier, you know, Solar S&D is a bit of a Vitality weak map.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's the best map.
And that one is also on the Infused host as well. That map is there, just screaming, saying, Infused, win me, win me. And in my view, if they don't win this map, winning the Solar S&D might be slightly futile. I was heading to Terrace S&D. I think the last time I saw Infused on Terrace S&D, I think it was a 6-1, I think. I will get that checked. I won't. I'm probably just wrong. But anyway, obviously we are going to load up the Biolab uplink right now. Trout has made his predictions. I have made my prediction. But obviously there's only one way to find out. That's to jump straight in the game. If you had to put a final score in it, do you see it being another 20-point game, or do you think we're not going to see many dunks at all?
I'm going to go 7-5 Vitality. I don't know where I pulled that number from, just out of my head.
7-5 it is. I'm going to say it's going to finish 9-9 in normal time.
Who's winning the overtime, and what is it going to be, a 1-1 situation, or is it going to be a 2-point situation?
I'm probably going to say it'll be a 1-point situation. I think it's going to be a 1-pointer from Vitality on Big Crane, where we are right now on board with Tommy. But that's very specific. If I'm right now, I'm going to go and buy myself a caravan. I'm literally going to go and read people's palms. I don't even care. But obviously we are on board with Tommy right now. He's going to try and get some drone control, play those early picks. Quicker did get first-blooded there, and as you can see, obviously the opening stages about, oh, big kill there with a stun grenade there from LXT, but these early stages, it's mainly feeling out the opposition, mainly just kind of trading some kills and getting some map control. But Infused 3 down now after 30 seconds. That's not the start they were after.
No, absolutely. Urban on top of purple, seen the ball, knows it's behind him now. He's spotted one man from Vitality. Don't get turned on. Josh has made him look foolish right now. They're going for that portal. It's a 2-pointer. One man has snuck behind the base, and it was PT on the flank who managed to put that one home. Melon just laying out on his base to make sure they can push for this ball once again with confidence. As he does spot someone in purple, Watson puts him down. LXT is our man that we're on board with. He has got an idea of exactly where some of the Vitality players are. He does get 2 kills for his team. And moving forward, he is going to start to push onto this big green crane. Melon pushing through blue to see what he can make happen. There is a final score update. Epsilon 6-0 to Over Gaming Club. Exactly what I predicted. And it's looking very good for them in terms of how this match might pan out. And they could still take the first position in the league. It's all hotting up here. I'm sure Vitality will get a word of that after this map, and I'm sure Epsilon are watching intently. If so, hi boys.
One pointer is on. This should be a one-pointer. 3-2. So Infused hitting 3 points in the space of 15 seconds. So Infused making the fight back after going 2-0 down after 52 seconds. Better from Infused after a sloppy start. They were at risk of falling into the Vitality trap of letting their heads drop. However, that's not going to be the case. After 2 minutes of play, game is set up nicely already, but we're seeing a lot of points fly in already in Bio Uplink. So this is a very aggressive game from both sides thus far. Urban locking down this blue cut area. If he jumps top blue, he's going to have complete drone control. Easy pickings for Urban. 1 kill on Watson. And it looks like Vitality are just set up on that drone, simply outnumbering Urban, but maybe he's done enough to delay Vitality and stop them getting a point on the board. We'll jump on board with PT.
Oh no, the ball has been thrown to someone. No, yep. Where is that ball? It's on the roof. It looks like someone did die with the ball in their possession. PT going to challenge it. Look for that ball, but I believe it has
Tommy hit the dunk. Yeah, Tommy hit the dunk there, so big plays from him. PT, though, complete control on a Bloodthirsty right now. 5-kill streak, locking down this bio area as well. Looking in towards this blue hut spawn. Taken out from behind, though, by Melon. 4-3. It's still set up particularly nicely. However, Vitality are on the worst side right now. Should be a simple one-pointer. It is 5-3 in favor of Vitality. Being on the worst side as well doesn't bode well for Infused unless they can start to build a substantial lead, or at least a lead of some kind. They don't want to be headed in to the bad side at a slight deficit or any deficit at all. But quicker now on this drone area. 11-9 currently top of this Infused side. And this should be a dunk here. Should be a dunk for Infused. He's just been stunned though. If he'd have made that pass, it would have been a simple dunk. As you can see, it's going to be going for a dunk right now. He's under complete control. Oh, wow. And he just gets it. 5-5.
So as you did see, Hyper Games taking the series 5-1 against Gamers 2. Now, Gamers 2 in a lot of trouble. Yep. I'm pretty sure it means that it's going to come down to round difference if Millennium do lose that one, and they could be looking at a very sticky situation because VWS are winning that one, I believe, 3-1 at this present time, as we saw earlier. So it's looking very, very good for the guys at VWS right now, as they have got all to play for still. Millennium just shaking a little bit. Gamers 2 obviously not confident of what's going on. Drama all over the shop when it comes to this EU Pro League. It's what we've been hoping for and waiting for. It's a little bit of drama. We love a little bit of drama. You ever watch the football at the end of a season, you see the relegation battles going on. It can be heroes are made in games like those, and we hope to see some heroes made tonight as PT sliding through the yellow building. He has somehow escaped the wrath of Infused. He's going for the dunk. Does get it in. 2 points in the favor of Vitality on the weaker side.
Brandy should have probably had that kill a little bit sooner because he did have Eski's control, but I don't think we'd be too harsh on him. 7-5, and Tommy is on that relay as well. If he launches it in to the Infused base, this is surely going to be 9-5. Infused need to pick up this kill. Need to pick up this kill on Tommy, and they're not going to pick it up. They get the stun grenade, but Tommy walks straight through it and says, see you later. 9-5, headed in to the worst side. It's not looking good for Infused. It's not looking good for Epsilon. And in fact, it could even be worse. This could be a one-pointer for Vitality. No, it's not. It's going to finish 4-point deficit, headed into the worst side. Infused, they've got it all to do.
You sounded like Alan Partridge there.
Alan Partridge, huh?
Whammo!
See you later.
See you later. As we're going into the second half of Uplink, Vitality up by 4 points, and Infused battling so hard. It looked very favorable for them at times in that one. But right now, your 9-9 is still looking good. My 7-5 is out the window, but nevertheless, it's going to come down to the second half. Now, Vitality on the stronger side, and I've said Biolab Uplink is one of their strongest maps, and they're probably about to show you exactly why that is as Alexi and Co move on to top green. Let's see what happens. They've thrown some stuns out. Melon with the first ball of the half. PT answers back. Melon again, and Alexi trading kills. That's going to be free down for Vitality. They're moving this ball onto top purple. Alexi looking for a member of Infused to throw that ball to. He has spotted someone on the top nest right now.
Yeah, he needs support, and to be honest with you, I'm not seeing anyone from Infused using Hardwired, and the stuns are flying in from Vitality. Can LXT get away with this? Can he hit this punch? Oh, great delaying, though, from LXT. Although big trade there from Melon. Melon is now on the drone, and this could be a great start. He's going to hit the pass to Urban. Great last-ditch pass, and it's going to be a dunk for Infused after 43 seconds. Great start in this round from Infused. 9-7. It's not over yet.
PT behind Blue, looking to see if he can make some early kills on Infused as they look to make some one-pointers go for Vitality. Joshua Watson picking up kills as PT's patrolling outside of Blue. He is looking for something. Does spot someone going onto Large Crane. Smashes that glass to see if he can make a distraction as the ball is in their possession. Locked down into bottom Blue. It is going to be pushed by two members of Infused. One goes down. Quicker hits him with the Floyd Mayweather right there. Josh has picked up the ball. He misses the green crane as he's looking for 2 points. Finds himself contested with someone. Watson with great cover fire. 11-7 to Vitality as Alexi's coming out of spawn, just trying to stop the push from Vitality.
Yeah, well, Infused haven't got drone control right now, so they're going to need to get to that drone ASAP, and also got a 2-man deficit as well. Could be a 3-man deficit if LXT doesn't win this gun battle. Shaky shots there from Brandy. Wow, the wind is real, but as you can see, he does make up for it. Picks up a 2-piece there, spots a 3rd player in around Blue, and that is Watson. So this is a big moment coming out right now. 1 down from each side thus far. Infused in the better position for this drone control, but they need to hit a dunk ASAP in my view. 3 minutes left, but if Vitality do get the next point on the board, I say Infused, it's probably going to be too much for them to do. So they have to realize how crucial, or what a crucial moment this is in this game.
Completely agree. I mean, I think the momentum's going to be too high with Vitality, especially if you get the ball going. It can be a real relay battle on this stronger side. Tommy going for that 1 point. Is it going to be intercepted? No, it's not. And he's going to get the kill in his favor for it. Infused are just looking a little bit ropey right now as if Vitality have it all going for them. A trade of kills there. Not really a good idea taking an SMG battle to an AR when he's sat on a head glitch like that. Urban doing his best to keep this going for Infused. He has made 2 kills as he pushes on top of Purple. Thought about the reset. Probably should have gone for the reset as the ball is now in the favor of Vitality. They're pushing for that 1 pointer again. PT, no, in fact, he's going to pass that off before he gets taken down by Alexi. Josh looking to trade that kill. The ball is up in the air and loose. Who's going to pick it up?
Well, it has now just been reset, if I'm not mistaken. Watson is going to be first to that reset, though. He can just hit these 1-pointers all day long, and Infused have got no answer for it. This is what we saw in Comeback Uplink, but the other way around. Infused were just set up on that relay, hitting point after point after point, and Vitality had no answer for it. However, in this game, complete role reversal. Right now, Infused are spawn-trapped in and around that orange area, and it looks like there is no answer for it whatsoever. It's not looking good for Infused at all. Epsilon, to be honest with you. However, even if Infused lose this map, the draw is still on. But as you can see, Melon now going to go on the counter-attack, and he can get this dunk. He's going to jump top Eskies. He's going to delay it ever so slightly. He needs to hit this dunk here. He does hit it. 13-9. 4 points in it with less than 90 seconds to go. Can Infused get the fight back of all fight backs?
Infused looking like they could still be in it, but Vitality, I'm sure they're going to have a word or two to say about that. Melon goes with a trade to Josh. Josh wins that battle to secure Purple for him. Quicker goes down with a very questionable push for that ball, and once again Vitality in possession of it. Urban hits him with the moneymaker right there on the face. PT moving forward onto Blue. He's going for that 1 point, and the pass to Tommy. Dunk for them. 15-9 in the favor of Vitality, and this is going to be the map secured for those boys.
100% Vitality. There's no way they're choking a 6-point lead with 40 seconds to go. So Infused did not build on the momentum that they literally got from nowhere in Comeback Uplink, so it looks like it's not looking good for Epsilon's title chances either. However, we are now headed to S&D, Solar S&D to be precise, on the Infused host. So although I said that if they don't win this map, they're not going to win another map, you never know. They could still win the Solar S&D, which would then put it at 3-2, which means we would see the biggest map of the entire EU Pro League, as if Infused were to win map number 6, Epsilon would be your champions. If Vitality win map number 6, if they lose map number 5, they would be champions. It would all come down to map 6 S&D, but obviously that is map number 4 done and dusted. That's the final respawn of this series. 15-9 in favor of Vitality. Have you got any closing thoughts for that map? Are you disappointed in Infused?
No, I think they gave it a good shot. I mean, I said it's one of Vitality's best uplinks. It's always disappointing when a team doesn't win, obviously, and you want them to do well. But in that circumstance, I think Infused played very well for what they managed to get out of it. I did predict a 7-5, but that was purely off of the momentum they had going through that comeback uplink. Had they not done that dominating performance, probably would have expected it to be like a 10-0 sweep, to be honest. But I think Infused did themselves credit in that uplink. It looks like they have got some things to show against other players and other teams, and it's a shame that maybe we might not see the same Infused lineup going forward after this. I mean, I expect there'll be quite a few changes after this Pro League. It's almost inevitable. I mean, everyone knows about roster mania. After every event, every single significant thing going on in Call of Duty, there is some sort of roster change. We've seen roster changes already, and it hasn't even finished yet. So with the 100K around the corner and other events coming up in August, I'm sure we're going to see more than one change. So it looks like this team could have got something going for themselves had they just given it a little bit more care.
Well, the thing is you talk about roster changes and stuff for Infused, but saying that, every single game that Infused have lost so far, unfortunately, Quicker has been bottom of the leaderboard. Quicker, for such a long time, has been their best player.
You're trying to get Quicker kicked off
I'm not trying to get Quicker kicked out at all.
Sounds like you're trying to get him kicked off the team.
No,
he's my friend, mate.
But
you're just being rude to him.
He's my friend as well. Don't worry. But I'm just saying, if you're in Infused shoes with the roster changes, there's no obvious player that you would drop because you shouldn't drop Quicker. I'm saying it right now. So Quicker, I've got your back on this. You shouldn't drop Quicker because he's an unbelievable player. But at the moment, if you just looked at scores, he would be the player, which is absurd because this is, it's only one series we're watching, all that kind of stuff. So looking at this, there's no obvious choice as to who Infused can drop. I see at the moment, Melon is the only player, which is definitely safe because every game at the moment, it seems like he's on fire. He's dropping kills for fun, and he's actually helping out with the support-wise as well, OBJ. And right now, I'm looking at this Infused lineup and saying, well, who goes? And obviously, I'm not going to put you in a position where you say, right, choose one of them to drop right now, because obviously we don't want to do that whilst we're casting and things like that. But looking at this Infused lineup, could we just say it's down to them being a new roster, that things haven't quite gelled as of yet? And obviously, the 100K just round the corner here, is a lot of money to play for. Highest ever prize pool in the UK, as you've already said. If you're in Infused shoes with no obvious choice to drop, would you just stick with the same roster and just hope it gels?
Unless if they make a change, there's no way they're going to do it mere weeks away. Not even weeks. It's literally a week and a half away from one of their biggest tournaments that they're ever going to play in of their lives. So if they're going to make a change, they're going to do it because they're 100% sure that that change is going to be better for them than the team they've got. It is very risky with a week and a half because there are so many strategies and all sorts of things going on that you just aren't going to be able to learn that kind of time unless you played with them before and you've got a general sense, or you literally spend a week absolutely never seeing the light of day, never showering, eating, sleeping, and learning everything together just for it. Because if you make a change that soon towards an event, it doesn't matter how good a team you are. You are never going to, well, I say you never, you're not likely to ever finish in a top tier position in a tournament like that. It's just not going to happen. So it's almost like, should we stick or should we twist? That's the Infused dilemma right now. It's a bit of, it could go either way.
And that's what I was saying, about Quicker looking at his scores. I mean, you just can't drop him. He's just such a good player. And,
on LAN especially.
I'm emphasizing this. At LAN, he was ripping people apart. Every LAN he goes to, he rips people apart. But we're now going to take a look at the maps here. Obviously, just the S&Ds remaining. Vitality are guaranteed 1 point, which means they are one map away from being champions. Now, Trout, do you think they can do it at map number 5? Or Solar S&D, you've said before, it is their weak S&D from everything we've seen. Can you see this going down to a nail-biting map number 6?
I really do. Something in my gut, it might be the Wagamamas I had for dinner, but...
Oh, don't, I'm hungry.
Something's telling me that this Solar's going to be a struggle. I could see it being a 6-5 nail-biter for Infused, and we're going to the last map. Who wins that? I couldn't tell you, but I honestly think it will go to that last map. And obviously, Vitality don't want that. They want to take it away now. They have got a point in the bank, but 2 points elude them if they don't get that last one, and they need all 3 points to secure that championship because Epsilon have hot 6-0'd over Gaming Club. So right now, as it stands, they're at the top of the table with what they've got going on so far. So Vitality need to win just one more map. And if Infused manage to take one map away from them, I wouldn't be surprised if they say worth.
Yeah. Well,
they denied someone the championship.
Well, what I'm going to say straight up now, and this is me being a savage, last week we saw Millennium on map number 6 lose concentration and lose to Millennium. The final score was 5-1. If this series finishes off 4-2, that means that Epsilon have actually costed themselves this title, because if they would have won 6-0 last week on stream, 4-2 would have been enough for them to win this league. It just goes to show how important map difference is in this Super 6 series format. And to be honest with you, if Epsilon do finish second overall, they've got no one to blame apart from themselves. Not, based on key moments. Map number 6 was a key moment against Millennium. Key moment against Vitality on LAN. They got hammered 5-1. I mean, if that would have finished 4-2, for example, Epsilon right now would be your champions, regardless of the result, essentially. And, it's just sloppy errors from Epsilon, and we say, maybe the roster change wasn't the right one, etc. But obviously, if you pick up Mad Cat, it's quite clear that Mad Cat and Marky B probably can't team together because of previous issues. So choosing Mad Cat over Marky B, even though Marky B is your best player, and not getting rid of one of your weaker players thus far, it's a risk, but let's just focus on the Solar S&D for now.
Here we go. It is going to be map number 5, and a crucial one for Vitality right now, equally as crucial for Infused. It looks like LXD is using that MRRS sniper rifle. Melon with the first blood in the round. Watson trades it off on Urban. PT as well getting a kill in his Fable. This is an interesting spot from LXD. I did not know you could even get on there, as he has got full reign on that back area for his team.
I thought that was banned, to be honest with you. I thought that might equate to a forfeit, because that's a glitch spot. But yeah, I suppose we're going to have to get that checked, to be honest with you. But hey-ho, Infused win the round anyway, so hopefully that isn't going to cost them anything. But as far as I know, it's not counted as a glitch specifically because of the rules. Apparently in the rules it has to say out of bounds on your screen, but in my view that would be a glitch because obviously you are essentially out of normal bounds of the map in my view. But obviously if it's not a glitch due to the rules, fair enough.
I mean, you could basically equate it to the glitch spots in Green Hardpoint, Green Detroit and Blue on Biolab. So it's basically it's a area you're not really supposed to get on, but it exists.
Yeah, 100%.
So I think we just let it go.
I think the solar one is pretty dirty, though. I think that's it's disgusting. But hey-ho, we are going to carry on. So LXT, the man in question, hasn't dropped a kill thus far. Melon has also been first-blooded as well. Infused did make a... Oh, I thought he was going to pick up that kill there. That would have been insane. But PT does pick up a kill on Urban. And, as you can see right now, PT is just going to jump, rotate towards this A site. I always say this when I'm casting Solar. The rotations on this map are so key. You need to know when to rotate. And, it seems like quite an obvious thing to say about S&D, but Solar in particular, it's because there's not a lot of distance between both bomb sites, and if you know when to rotate, you can put yourself in a strong position, and that's exactly what Vitality has done right now. That's a big kill there from Brandy, and a great start from him. And looking into this right now, if Infused win this round, wow, we're on for a hell of a map.
Absolutely, they're just trying to find those Vitality members. He knows one's behind Ring. He does tag him up with that MRRS. A kill goes down in favor of Watson. Lexi gets one kill. It is a one-on-one situation. He's got 14 seconds left. He's not going to be able to find him. He's going to have to go for the defuse or hope he peeks early. He doesn't.
Timing.
He turned the wrong way, and that is going to be 1-all.
Wow. Right, we've just had a score update which has been on air. That's why we went silent. Map number 4 between VWS and Millennium, or map number 5 I think it is a hard point, and it's actually ended in a draw. It finished 202 to 202.
That's insane.
So they're actually having to replay the map, which is absolutely insane. I don't think we've had a map replay throughout this entire EU Pro League. I think we might have actually had one at the LAN. I may be wrong on that, but yeah, we're just going to carry on focusing on this game. Josh has just first-blooded. I think it was quicker. Yeah, it is definitely quicker. So, not a great stuff from Infused. I think they've been first-blooded a few times. I think every round they've been first-blooded, in fact. Brandy's being flanked as well.
Let's jump on board with someone else, because LXD, let's be honest, he's not doing anything really exciting, as Watson does trade that kill onto Melon in the middle of the map. Josh also getting LXD. Urban left in a 1v4. If he makes this, he could be the hero that Infused need or deserve.
Yeah, he's just been the first kill in and around mid-map on Vitality. Watson, as you can see, going to turn back to around towards his own spawn here, but he has just been pinned in there. Perfect positioning there from Vitality. Back-to-back rounds as well for them. Infused, they need to clutch up soon, or they could be, yeah, it wouldn't look good for them whatsoever. But 5-2 from Watson, 3-2 from PT, 2-2 from Josh, and Bagel and 2 from Tommy. But, you know, Watson at the moment is carrying slightly on the S&D front. There's a long way left, or a long way to go in this S&D at this stage.
I feel like LXT needs to abandon the sniper rifle. He's not really doing much with it right now. I mean, he's 2-2, and it basically, although he should be giving them cover to be a bit more aggressive at the same time, I think they also need to go out and be a little bit more aggressive as a unit. Because once they're moving to a bomb site, there's not a lot going on for them. So if they could get LXT to abandon that sniper rifle, give them a little bit more force, because when you're coming up against a team like Vitality, you need every gun you can possibly get. So let's see what they do with this one.
Well, Infused actually haven't been first blooded this round, the first time in 2 rounds. So it's been it's been a great start here for Infused compared to previous round. If they get the next kill as well, they will be in prime position. PT is in this power spot of bottom chimney or orange, whatever you want to call it. And as you can see, Melon's just peeking every few seconds. He's just been spotted though, and this should be a kill. Oh no, it's not. Windy shots there from PT and taken out from behind. Tommy left in a 1v4. He's not going to hit it. Big round from Infused there. And that was a fairly dominant round as well, to be fair.
Absolutely. As I called it, LXT giving them a little bit more present when it comes to the actual map control with that AR. I think the sniper rifle just wasn't working for him. He picks up 2 kills straight away in a round as soon as he brings out the AR. So on the attack, if they do start to move on that B side, I want to see him pull out that AR again, give them a little bit more presence when it comes to getting that bomb down. If they can get a quick plant off, I think it's really going to upset Vitality and they could start to take the lead.
100%. As you can see, Brandy is actually going to go with the bow. So it's like he's listening to you on stream and going, do you know what, Trout? I agree with you.
He gave me some slack for something I said when they lost the Riot to Hyper Games, and I think suddenly he's like, maybe Trout knows what he's talking about. I mean, he's a handsome gentleman, so maybe he has a word of advice now and then.
Yeah, well, Josh did actually get first blood on Urban, so not a great start from Infused. We're seeing that every single time they're on the aggression actually being first blooded, so Infused need to slow it down a little bit, but Quicker does trade it up here. So we jump on board with him, and it looks like he is backing off towards this maps area. And he does have support from his teammate to his left in and around Pipe Room, so a bit of a stalemate at the moment, 3 on 3.
Well, Quicker managed to make that kill, and obviously you're going to have Tommy, it was, watching the kill cam, which, if you weren't aware, it does show you exactly where the other players are and the bomb, most importantly, because of the big bomb symbol on the kill cam. For those of you at home who weren't aware of that, you can watch the kill cam and it will tell you where the bomb is located. As PT does get the kill, which is why they're playing so slow, and unfortunately for them, it's left LXT in a 3v1 situation. He's been in clutches so many times over the years. Can he go huge and be a hero? Once again, the bomb is going down. I think he's a little bit aware of it. He's not going to check in time, though, as he's pushing towards glass. Does spot one on ring. He's going to get tagged up from Josh on the flank as the bomb is surely going to go to... No,
Infused are on the aggression here.
Sorry, so. Infused are the ones putting the bomb down. That was my mistake.
But still, it's not the end of the world. They're losing a round, you know. There's only 1 round in it, 3-2. At the moment, this is probably headed to round 11 if this carries on going the way... going the way it is currently, because obviously Josh picking up the kill cam there. You know, they played to time to perfection there from Vitality, so credit where it's due. Didn't really give LXT an opportunity to go for that 1v3. Picked up the first kill, but after that, Vitality just played it to perfection. But obviously, I think Infused do need to work on their aggressive rounds, to be honest with you. I think getting first blooded every time they've been on the attack, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see how this goes. But I want to start on board with Tommy here, as he is currently on a bagel or donut, whatever you want to call it, and he's just spotted 2 players mid-map. He's challenging it, picks up a kill on Urban though, so he's now on that breadstick, but he can back off to his own spawn, and that's probably the best decision, to be honest with you. But once again, Infused being first-blooded, but Melon trades it up here, although he has just been traded himself as well. And at the moment, Infused, they're not really doing enough on the kills department, it has to be said.
Yep, PE with the bomb in bottom pipe. It is a stalemate. Obviously, some kills going down. Going to tell people just about where everyone is and what the plan is, as the bomb is going to go down on B. It's Quicker and LXT left for Infused. They're checking that bomb site, and it's going to be the sign that they need to get a quick rotate off as Vitality completely move all of them over to maps. LXT on that chimney right now, just checking the bottom of the bombs. Check no one's in a corner or two. PE's obviously going to spot him on top right. He is actually elected not to challenge him. He does finally challenge him and melt him, does he? As it's a 3v1 situation for Quicker. Quicker makes one kill. Can he make the second? He has spotted him jumping up and down. He is going to challenge that and get it. And the third one in the corner. No awareness that he was there. That's going to be 4-2 to Vitality. And it's looking like Vitality, 2 Search and Destroy rounds away from £7,000.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't be a bad day, would it?
Yeah. What did you do today? Yeah, just play Call of Duty, won £7,000 from my bedroom. No biggie.
That's the dream. But as you can see, Peter picking up a kill cam there. Also 3 kills in that round, if I'm not mistaken. I think he picked up a kill in the previous round, actually. So I think I'm giving him too much credit there. But this is a big round in this map, in this series, in this EU Pro League.
This is the game-winning round for me. I think Infused need to go big or go home, because Vitality are going to dominate on their attack. They look so fearful on any side of the map they have right now. So Quicker pushing towards this B cut. Spots one on third. No, that's such a silly decision to challenge that straight away. Melon does get a trade. Alexi, it does work out in their favor in numbers as Melon pushes towards this A bomb with the bomb in hand. He has got support of Brandy on his glass as he is challenged. PE puts that kill down. It's a 2v1 for Alexi. Alexi, you have to go huge.
100%. I'm not really sure why Quicker pushed that mid-map. I mean, his team's just been first-blooded every single round. Pushing mid-map, you're just asking to get picked off. Maybe you'll get a cheap kill from time to time, but generally it doesn't really work. He just picked up. Oh, he's going to pick. Oh, no, he's not. Couldn't even get my words out there. 5-2. Vitality are 1 round away from being your Season 1 EU Pro League champions, walking away with £7,000 and confirming Epsilon into 2nd place, but also confirming Infused in 4th. Big, big round coming up right now.
5-2 to Vitality. What is going through their heads right now? They are 1 Search and Destroy round away from £7,000. And as you said, the Season 1 EU Pro League champions. Watson with a huge pre-nade to get things kicking off, and they're wasting no time heading to that A bomb site. Quicker expecting someone to push forward on this bomb site as he's going to challenge. Picks up one. Did he spot that man on ring? I don't think he did. He gets challenged down, and there it is, Vitality, your Season 1 EU Pro League champions.
Well, we said that Infused weren't great at S&D, and that's a 6-2 in favor of Vitality. And to be honest with you, that was... apart from the 2 rounds that Infused won, that was very comfortable for Vitality, and they are your deserved champions 100%, but obviously I'm disappointed with that result. Obviously 6-2 wasn't as close as we'd like. Obviously Infused were playing for 3rd place, which if I'm not mistaken is £1,000 compared to £300 into 4th place, so a big difference there. So disappointed with that map, but you know, headed into map number 6, there's nothing to play for, to be honest with you. We can't hype it up too much. I'm really disappointed we didn't get to see a crucial map number 6 where everything was on the line for both teams and Epsilon as well. But
apparently it was just my Wagamamas that I had for dinner, and it wasn't actually a gut feeling that it was going to go to map 6. But yeah, I think we are going to be playing that sixth map, but as you said, doesn't really count for anything. I don't think there's anything to gain for either teams here, just a bit of stat padding, I guess, and a scrim practice, I guess, for both teams before the 100k in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, well, to be honest with you, it would be interesting to see if we could actually jump into the VWS and Millennium series, as it is currently all, I think it's 3-1 in map count. If Millennium win the next map, it would be 3-2, and that could be the difference between relegation. So we're going to see if we can set that up for you. Is this map number 6? To be honest with you, we don't want to insult your intelligence. There's really nothing on the line. So, yeah, we're going to see if we can set that up for you, because there's no guarantee over which side is being relegated right now. Obviously, that map, I think it was map number 4, map number 5, is being replayed as it finished 202 to 202. And if that doesn't scream at us, please watch us, as this is intense. Nothing will. So we'll see if we can set that up. But for now, obviously, Vitality over the course of this season, they've just been dominant. They've lost 1 series throughout the entire map, throughout the entire league. VWS have actually just lost the previous map. It's now 3-2, which means we've please just
Producers,
let us...
make it happen. I want Call of Duty now.
Yeah.
I want intense Call of Duty.
Yeah, obviously VWS are winning 3-2, so they are just one map away from guaranteeing their safety. However, if they lose this next map, they will be relegated, if I'm not mistaken, because they will be on 4 points, G2 will be on 5 points. So everything to play for in this map number 6 for VWS, and everything to lose as well for Millennium. If Millennium lose, they could be relegated. I don't think they would be, though. So G2 will want to watch and say, right, which league are we playing in for the next season? So we are going to try and set that up for you, as I've said. But obviously, what are your thoughts on the fact that Epsilon last week, 5-1, should have been 6-0? Right now, if they would have finished 6-0, they'd be looking at this going, it's okay, we've still got hope. If Infused win this next map, we're champions. What did you think of that map number 6 error, we'll call it?
It was just a bit sloppy from Epsilon. It didn't look like they really knew what they were doing going into that, which is strange because they look so dominant. I mean, they won lands before this where they've obviously got to play Search and Destroy and they know what they're doing. So
yeah.
And I've seen them play the Search and Destroy. They're very confident and very comfortable in Search and Destroy. So I don't know what it was. It just strategy-wise didn't look good. Their calls just didn't look good. And Millennium somehow pulled out a freakish win. And it just had to be such an important map at the time. I mean, they also dropped maps that they shouldn't have done in the week prior to that as well, I believe. I can't remember who they were playing, but they dropped a last map, Search and Destroy, as well, which made it 5-1 when they had Gunshi picking up for them. But
yeah.
So it looks like maybe the Search and Destroy game's a little off. I don't know if Mad Cat's going to bring some sort of Search and Destroy flavor to that team that is going to help them go forward, because I'm pretty sure they said as well that they were looking to win more Search and Destroys than they had previously done.
But saying that, if you look at their S&D game generally, Marky B was arguably the strongest S&D player. I mean, his strats and things like that, they tend to be on point. It was just the execution which was lacking. So I'm not sure if Mad Cat is going to help their S&D game. I could be wrong, though. You know, it'll be interesting to see how that roster unfolds. But saying that, obviously, when I was speaking to Rated, after he made the decision, or the team made the decision, he said, look, losing the EU Pro League, or finishing second in the EU Pro League, you know, it is a defeat in our eyes. We needed to make a change because we want to be first at everything. We may have won back-to-back LANs, but we want to win everything. We want to be the dominant force in Europe, and we want to be dominant internationally as well. They want to be a European team like their counterparts, the Epsilon NA. We want to be rivals with them and compete. And credit to them, they made the change, but saying